High today around 81 with that tornado watch in effect for DFW area and it points south and east until 6 o'clock. And of course, the tornado warning that we've been talking about for the last few minutes that goes in effect until 2:30 this afternoon for southeastern Ellis and northwestern Navarro County. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 2:30. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected. DFW to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. WBAP salutes Blue Mound. Blue Mound, thank you for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Will Height Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to willheightwins.com.
Hey there, happy Friday. Welcome to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP now on FM at 93.3. Let's go, everybody. You want to get this weekend started? So, okay, stay with us. I know the weather's bad, but that's exactly what this entire outfit is built for. And we will continue with the breaking coverage. If any more tornadoes pop up or when these tornadoes go away or if your watches and warnings get extended, just stay here because I think we're going to be having these issues for the next few hours as we move through your Friday night. But, hey, let's start digging into the top stories of the day. Jeremy Rosenthal is back, and he's from TexasDefenseFirm.com to explain to me what's going on with, what are we at, day 8 of the Trump New York trial. Jeremy Rosenthal, welcome back to the show, by the way.
One day bleeds into the next. I mean, day and night are getting confused for everybody. I think we're just fighting through this, kind of like the weather, right?
Well, anything new we need to know? I am surprised that the CEO or former CEO of the National Enquirer, David Pecker, still on the stand. What is possibly going on with this guy? I didn't know he was such an integral part of this story.
Apparently so, right? I think part of this is just the trial judge's calendar. Maybe this could have been done a little more efficiently, but who am I? They don't ask Jeremy from McKinney's opinions on how to run trial courts in New York State. But I do think just within the last 20 minutes or so, he is off the stand, and now Trump's executive secretary, the lady who basically was right outside of his office for the last 35 years, is now testifying. But there was a little bit of fireworks this morning from what I've been checking out. Obviously, there's no cameras in the courtroom. There was apparently, I guess, some text messages that Mr. Pecker testified about, something about if Donald Trump wins, then we'll all get pardoned for election fraud. And I don't know if that came as a surprise to Trump's team, but apparently there were some gasps and some head turning, and observers in the courtroom thought that there was a lot of surprise there. Typically, you would think that they had seen all the exhibits that were going to come out beforehand and maybe known that was coming. But that's your news for what's happened today about all the fireworks. Maybe there's going to be more. We don't know.
Jeremy Rosenthal, I am such a skeptical piece of garbage that I think all of the jurors already have their mind made up what their verdict's going to be, and all this is just performative.
There's a good chance that you're right. Jurors, if they haven't made up their mind before they first got in there, again, I mean, there are studies that show jurors form their opinions, make up their minds very early on in these types of proceedings. Psychologists will tell us if you watch a tennis match for 15, 20 minutes, within the first minute or 2 minutes, you're going to like one player over the other just because of either how they dress or how they perform or if they grunt when they hit the ball, just things like that. So opinions, they're kind of like these little snowballs. They form and they build and then they fortify. You may very well be correct that people already have their mind made up. Hopefully, they didn't make their mind up before they even got in the jury box. But I think your concerns are well founded. They may certainly have been.
Do we have any inkling which direction this is leaning so far?
Trial's like a football game, where you don't know who wins until you see the final score. So you just don't get a lot of feedback, right? There are cases that you try them and you feel like, wow, this is really going great, and I'm the master of the universe. And then when the case is, well, for me, of course, I win them all, right?
Of course.
But other lawyers, I'm told,
lawyers,
they think that those guys, they think that they're winning, and then it turns out that they're not. Really hard to know based on body language, based on it's just impossible to know. I mean, what you can do though, the lawyers have a good sense for how they're doing, whether or not you're executing your game plan. It's like anything else. You draw a play up in the sand, you feel like you're executing it, and sometimes if things are not going to script or not going to plan, you know it. So far, I don't know that there's been a whole lot of demonstrable evidence in the courtroom based on how the lawyers are acting that things are not going to plan. The moment that I just described about the text messages would be probably about the first instance in the case where one party was like, "Uh-oh, what's this?" or "We're surprised about this." Now, again, you would think that they saw this coming, and maybe they didn't. Maybe it's their plan to kind of react that way. But typically, I mean, you kind of want to have ice in your veins, right? It's like Tiger Woods walking down the 18th fairway. That guy doesn't want you to know if he is 10 shots ahead or 10 shots behind. And in front of the jury, you really want to be the same way too.
All right, well, good to know. And that was interesting about how the jurors make up their mind early, because we all think things like that, but a lawyer confirms it. That kind of means a little more when Jeremy Rosenthal says it. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
You can find more of Jeremy at texasdefensefirm.com. Coming up next, there's some interesting poll numbers from Real Clear Politics I think you'd love to hear. That's next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
WeatherCon is back.
Saturday, April 27th, Frontiers of Flight Museum, Dallas Love Field, 9:30 to 1:30.
Come hang with us and learn all about severe weather.
It's absolutely free. We'll see you there.
WBAP, WFAA, and the On Time Experts 2024 WeatherCon, also presented by Mullen & Mullen Personal Injury Law. A free event, Saturday, April 27th at the Frontiers of Flight Museum at Dallas Love Field. WeatherCon 2024.
Brought to you by Men's Edge Medical. Men's Edge Medical right here in Dallas is dedicated to helping you get your edge back. You'll love their patient-friendly atmosphere. Don't continue to suffer from ED and premature stamina. Always be ready to spend a little unexpected extra time with your partner. Call 972-996-0900.
Can peace of mind fit into just 3 fruits and 3 veggie supplements? Yes. We start by sourcing the best fruit and vegetable ingredients. We ensure that all our produce meets our rigorous standards in order to give you the highest quality product possible. They are then washed, cut, and put through an advanced vacuum-cooled process that removes the water using pressure. We then take great care in grinding them into a fine powder. These powdered ingredients are then mixed and encapsulated, locking out air and moisture. The capsules are then bottled and shipped right to your door so you can experience your own personal Balance of Nature success story.
I've looked at other supplements out there, and they don't have what Balance of Nature has.
Balance of Nature really was the game changer. I'm serious, it works.
Go to balanceofnature.com and get 35% off plus $10 off any additional sets as a preferred customer by using discount code DALLAS.
Bob Lavelle for Home Marketing Services. HMS has been helping folks get out of the rent race for about 30 years now. We've helped over 10,000 families in DFW do just that. Many of our clients have been renting for 10, 15, even 20 years or more. We always ask why. The answer is pretty much the same. Don't think I'll qualify. Credit, income, down payment. Look, here's the hard part. Pick up the phone today and schedule a totally free, no obligation evaluation and find out truly exactly where you stand. Is it worth an hour of your time to stop making the landlord richer instead of you? Call today, 972-392-9595. That's 972-392-9595. Or go to blessyourheart.com. 972-392-9595. Call today. You'll be glad you did.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. Call 469-579-3500. 469-579-3500.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Brought to you by Novak Motors. No hidden fees, a lifetime powertrain warranty, and a 7-day worry-free exchange program are just a few of the reasons Novak Motors is a totally different way of new vehicle shopping. Call 817-616-0722, 817-616-0722, or go to novakmotors.com.
We've been dealing with the jackknife 18-wheeler this afternoon in Corinth. It happened on northbound 35E at Swisher Teasley. Only the right shoulder getting by there, and traffic bumper-to-bumper from the Lake Louisville Bridge. And they also have one left lane blocked on the southbound side, again 35E at Swisher Teasley. That's causing about a 30-minute jam from Corinth Parkway. In Louisville, southbound 35E, there's a crash in the left lane at FM 3040. That's another 30 to 45-minute jam from College Parkway. And in Dallas, you have a crash on southbound 35E. This one's at Mockingbird. 2 left lanes gone here, and traffic stop and go from Spur 482. Grand Prairie, your right lane's blocked by a wreck. 20 westbound at Carrier Parkway. Expect to see extra brake lights around Mountain Creek Parkway. And in Rockwall, we have a disabled vehicle in the right lane of 30 eastbound after Dalrock. Your bumper-to-bumper from before the Bush Turnpike. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
This report is sponsored by Alto.
Ever felt unsafe in your rideshare? Didn't your parents tell you to not accept rides from strangers? I'm Will Coleman, CEO of Alto. We've redefined rideshare with professional employee drivers and a consistent fleet of SUVs. Try your first ride free with code TRYALTO. Download the Alto app today.
News Talk 820 WBAP is now on FM
at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP now on FM at 93.3. I don't know if you have made this observation yet, but the James Show does not talk about polls very often because I do not put a whole lot of stock in polls. I'm not a big fan of the capital D democracy where something is right or wrong just because a majority of the people have answered a question in the affirmative. Because for so many of these issues, you know, that's the big difference between people who want like a pure democracy and people who prefer what we are supposed to have, a constitutional republic. And polls don't matter. In most of your rights, in most of these issues, as far as, you know, statecraft goes, it doesn't matter if 51% of people want gun control. The Constitution says your gun right shall not be infringed. It doesn't matter if 1% or 99%. Doesn't matter. So that's one reason you don't hear a whole lot of poll talk coming out of this show, is because I am very indifferent to the public's opinion on whether or not my rights should be laid out in a way that I see fit. It means nothing to me. And don't take this the wrong way, but your opinion on what my rights should and shouldn't be mean pretty much nothing. I mean, it's not absolute zero. It probably has the value of like a packet of Sweet and Low. Like, I mean, there's some use to this, but if I threw it in the gutter and, you know, never paid attention to it again, my life wouldn't be any different. Another reason why you don't hear a whole lot of poll talk on this show is because I do not consider myself a Democrat or Republican, and I'm not saying that to hide my actual ideological background from the audience at large, because I'm scared that I will offend some people, or some people won't like me because I'm on Team Red or I'm on Team Blue. No, I don't like either one of the parties. They don't stand for what I stand for. They are so far divorced from what I would like to see politicians and the government do that I don't really care if Team Red is winning over Team Blue as much as many people. I'm not saying they're the exact same, and I'm not saying Joe Biden and Donald Trump are doing the exact same good a job as president, or your guy's worse or your guy's better. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying I don't care as much as people who identify with Team Blue or Team Red, in the same way that I don't care what the score is between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Don't care. Neither one of those are my teams. No offense to the Browns fans or the Ravens fans, both of you. But that's how I feel about so many of these. However, we're going to have to talk about it today because in the election cycle that we're seeing, a lot of what is going to happen in the next 6 months, you can tie back, just even if it's with one little tangent of a thought, to the debate over whether or not 2020 was all on the up and up, whether or not someone slipped in some extra ballots in there, or whether or not, it was rigged, or there was cheating, or they stopped voting. And one of the things that you can look at, and this is all anecdotal and circumstantial, so those of you who took your sophomore level statistics class in college, shut up. I know this doesn't stand the mathematical rigors, but anecdotally speaking, there are a lot of things that should make you question the election without even knowing whether or not, yes, I knew this person had this many ballots and they were marked this way and they were dropped off at this point and this time and this is how they were counted. I don't even have to know the nuance of how the cheating happened or the details of who did what, when, where, and anything that'll pass in a court of law. But just like so many of these other weird circumstances, the evidence leans toward that someone was slipping some extra ballots in there when they turned off the lights in 5 of the swing states on election night. And when they turned them back on, oh, there's just a big whole jump of blue ballots here. That's so weird. Because if they didn't sneak ballots in there, you would see that Biden going up against the exact same guy should be performing similarly in these states. The outcome shouldn't be that different. So we talk about, the coincidences. The coincidences that only 5 states stopped counting votes. The idea that all 5 of them were swing states, huge coincidence that you just can't mathematically dismiss this. There's like a less than 8% chance that happened accidentally. So there's like a 92% chance that it's more than a coincidence. But this is another one of those. If the election wasn't stolen, would this dude be losing in all the swing states? And when I say all the swing states, I don't mean all the swing states. I mean 6 out of 7. This is Tom Bevan from Real Clear Politics, and it's their job that, the Real Clear Politics average of polls. They're the ones that are looking at all these with a microscope. And I just heard this morning, and I thought you would love to get this update.
You go through state by state. I mean, Trump is leading in every one of these big 7 battleground states except for Michigan.
Name the 7, Tom.
Well, Wisconsin, he's up 4 points. Trump is +4. He's +7 in Arizona, +6 in Georgia, +1 in Pennsylvania, 10 in North Carolina, and 1 in Nevada. And then Biden is up 47-45 in Michigan, so +2 there. And when you put those into the aggregate, it's basically the same thing. Trump's leading in 6 of the 7. The only place where he is not leading is that Pennsylvania, which we've talked about before. There's a poll in there from FNM that has Biden up 10 points, which is pretty clearly an outlier now. I mean, all the polls show that Pennsylvania is very, very close. Trump's leading in a bunch of those polls. A couple of them have it tied. So Trump continues to perform well in the 7 states that will decide this election.
So if the election was rigged, and I'm not saying it is, I'm just pointing out some evidence here that leans toward the rig. If it was rigged, wouldn't it make more sense that the guy that it was rigged for would be getting crushed in the swing states in the next election running against the same guy? Or would it make more sense if it wasn't stolen and he really was the chosen vote of 81 million fellow Americans, that he would still probably be doing about similar, maybe a little bit worse, because there's always like the lag and the fatigue and the lack of excitement on a re-election versus an initial election. But losing 6 out of 7. Remember, he's winning in Wisconsin. He's up 4 points. Trump is up 4 points in Wisconsin. Trump was never up in any Wisconsin polls when he won in 2016. So the fact that these polls are saying that he's up in Wisconsin, not only is he doing better than he did in 2020, he's doing better than he did when he won the election in 2016. Is that the result that you would expect from an up and up election that wasn't rigged with a few extra ballots slipped in when they stopped counting at midnight? What's the more likely scenario? 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Donovan Lewis, co-host of The Invasion on our sister station, The Ticket, and get an update on the NFL draft. The Cowboys got their first pick. How did they do? Find out next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Set the hook on savings with the Shields Fishing Sale event now through April 28th, in-store and online. Peer into the depths with electronics from Garmin and Lowrance. Protect yourself from the sun with clothing from Hook and Sims, and rig your boat with a trolling motor from Minn Kota. Our passionate Shields fishing experts are ready to prepare you for your next fishing adventure. Buy with confidence, knowing you have everything you need for that next hook set at Shields and Shields.com.
You know, there's some people that like the Filet-O-Fish sandwich at the most popular fast food chain in the world, and then there's a whole lot of other people that can't understand why. Well, that's how a lot of people feel about cleaning gutters. There's got to be someone out there that likes it, but I think most people don't. And I think if you came out and you're like, dude, I just love cleaning gutters. There's no way I want leaf filter. I love getting up there with like one of those cheapy garden gloves that I got at the hardware store, running my hand through all the stick and the slop and the half-rotted leaves and all that good, nice, moldy smell. I just love cleaning gutters. Look, I'm not saying those people don't exist. I'm just saying we look at you funny. The rest of us would like to get leaf filter. They would like a guy to come out, measure everything, give us the estimate, and then another crew comes out, and they don't just put the filter on the top of your gutter. They do everything. They level out the gutter so it drains properly. They seal all your gutters so they don't leak anymore. And then if anything does go wrong, well, you have a lifetime guarantee. How do you make all this magic happen? You go to leaffilter.com/WBAP. LEAF filter.com/WBAP. And if you go there, you're going to get a discount. You'll either get a 20% discount that everyone gets, or if you're a senior military vet, you get another 10% right off the top. So maybe up to a 30% discount. Go to leaffilter.com/WBAP. LEAF filter.com/WBAP.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Do you want more control over your business spending? Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management platform designed to save you time and money. Ramp offers unlimited corporate cards with spend controls you can customize to stop wasteful spending before it happens. Ramp makes expense reports a breeze by automatically collecting receipts and matching them to the right transaction. You'll close your books in hours instead of days. Ramp allows you to see all your company spend in one place, so you can make quick, informed decisions about your business finances. Plus, Ramp will share insights based on your spending to help you cut costs. Over 15,000 businesses have added up to 5% to their bottom line with Ramp. You can be one of them. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now, get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/250. Ramp.com/250. RAMP.com/250.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, it's Carla, and if a storm has hit your neighborhood already this spring, call the roofing company I recommend, Old Pro Roofing. Old Pro Roofing is a family-owned DFW roofing company specializing in all types of residential and commercial roofing systems. At Old Pro Roofing, they follow one simple idea: treat your customers and employees right, and success will follow. And you see that idea the minute one of their staff comes to your home to inspect your roof. Trust your home to an Old Pro. Go to oldproroofing.com or call 817-929-ROOF. oldproroofing.com.
30% bonus, 10% a year guaranteed, a free car, free vacation. Really? This is Victor McClure, the president of McClure Capital, and for decades, the host of the Common Sense Investing radio show. You've heard the commercials making ridiculous claims about annuities. It's not real money. It's just an accounting figure to calculate a life income stream. In the sales game, we call it sell the sizzle, not the steak. Don't get me wrong. Annuities might fit for income planning, but there are other products that actually pay you more monthly income without the crazy bonuses. That's the actual steak. Here's some more steak for you. You can get up to 5.5% interest, 100% guaranteed for as long as 5 to 7 years. That's actual money going into your account every month. You can defer interest and not pay taxes until you actually spend the money, plus they're judgment proof and avoid probate. With $31 trillion in debt, the government can't keep rates high for long. Lock in the best rates we've seen in decades while you still can. 972-715-2424. That's 972-715-2424, or go to ilovemyretirement.com.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. I've competed in more than 25 triathlons, but what really gets my heart pumping is helping fellow Texans injured in accidents. I'll go the distance for you. Get your free case review at wilhitewins.com.
Prior results do not guarantee similar outcomes.
DFW's news, talk, traffic, and weather station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus media station. Trending now.
Brand new tornado warnings issued for areas south and east of the DFW Metroplex. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
We were able to get an 18-wheeler crash cleared in Corinth from 35E at Swisher Teasley. It was affecting both the north and southbound sides. It's still expect a couple minutes of extra commute time through the area. In Louisville, still have a wreck southbound 35E at FM 3040. That's causing about a half-hour jam from College Parkway. There's a new crash in downtown Dallas, westbound Woodall Rogers at Ackerd Street. 2 left lanes gone here, about a 10-minute jam built up from Routh. And we had that disabled vehicle cleared from 30 eastbound heading toward Rockwall. Still have about a 20 to 30-minute delay unwinding from Rose Hill Road up to Del Rock. With WBAP, first traffic and weather on the ones. I'm Colin Ellis.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
Operation Stormwatch on WBAP. Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton live in the WBAP Weather Center at 2:34. We have new tornado warnings being issued right now for portions of Kaufman, Henderson, and Ellis counties. Stand by as we alert our other stations in the area on WBAP. We interrupt programming at the request of the National Weather Service to activate the North Texas Emergency Alert System. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Kaufman County, northwestern Henderson County, and east central Ellis County until 3:15. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Alma, or 9 miles east of Ennis, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. This storm is near Ennis now and will be approaching the community of Cottonwood by 2:45. Peeltown, Tellico, Stubbs, Rosser, and Lively are also in the path of the storm. Take shelter immediately. Once again, a tornado warning for southwestern Kaufman County, northwestern Henderson County, that's where Athens is, and east central Ellis County until 3:15. A severe thunderstorm east of Ennis, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. All North Texas stations affected by this alert are requested to relay the preceding information. Okay, so live here watching there are 2 lines of thunderstorms we're watching. One runs from around Lake Tawakoni, Emory, Rains County, Wills Point, down through Canton, Kaufman, Maybank, Rice, Ellis, down to Hubbard. Okay, that's one line of storms, and it has produced a number of tornado warnings within the last couple of hours. There's a secondary line of storms right behind it. It runs from Waxahachie down to Itasca, down to Clifton. Now, they're not as severe. They're not rotating as much. However, they are probably capable of producing some very heavy rains and some small hail as well. So that's what we have right now. In the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we have only routine showers and thunderstorms, especially in east and south Dallas County, but nothing anywhere else. Again, tornado warning up, though, for Ellis, Henderson, and Kaufman counties until 3:15. Live from the WBAP Weather Center, meteorologist Brad Barton.
This news brought to you by the original Fort Worth Gun Show this weekend at the Will Rogers Memorial Center. 2 high school football players were wounded in a drive-by shooting.
It happened about 3 minutes from Roosevelt High School, right after the Mustang spring football practice. The assistant coach was giving 2 sophomore players a ride home when someone opened fire near the Cedar Crest Golf Course along the 520 block of Bonneview Road. The player in the back seat was shot in the neck, while the player in the front seat was shot in the arm and the shoulder. Both are expected to live. A motive is still unclear as to why the car was targeted. Police have not given any information about a suspect. Sean Allen, WBAP News.
Your money news: the city of Mansfield is part of the booming DFW expansion with the future construction of a new window manufacturing plant and a sports entertainment deal with FC Dallas. Mansfield Mayor Michael Evans announced the new venture will be up and running in 2026.
We've got a professional sports stadium that's going to be opened up here where we're partnering with FC Dallas and Rev Entertainment, which does all the programming for the Texas Rangers.
Evans says the 10,000-seat stadium will host a wide variety of events such as soccer, lacrosse, and rodeo. The Dow's up 197 points, NASDAQ up 341, the S&P 500 up by 59. Again, we do have a tornado watch. It's in effect for the DFW area and points south and east until 6 o'clock this afternoon, and a tornado warning that's affecting portions of southwestern Kaufman, northwestern Henderson, and east central Ellis counties until 3:15 this afternoon. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 3 o'clock. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected DFW to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
It looks like the era of big boy football is back in the NFL. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. And this is your WBAP NFL Draft Update. We knew this was going to be a great class for offensive linemen, where a total of 9 players were taken in the first round last night, representing a shift in how football is being approached in the league. Dallas Cowboys were a part of that in taking Tyler Guyton at number 29, an offensive tackle. They still need a center, a running back, defensive tackle, wide receiver. The draft in Detroit goes through Saturday. Big game tonight at the American Airlines Center. The Dallas Mavericks back home after getting a split in Los Angeles in their NBA playoff series against the Clippers. Tip-off tonight at 7 o'clock. At the same time, we've got the Rangers and the Cincinnati Reds on the field in Arlington. And with our weather this weekend, Brad Barton talking about a lot of rain, probably not a good time to tee it up. But the Telegraph reporting that the pros who do tee it up, like Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, and others, are about to cash in, with Woods getting up to $100 million in equity as part of a newly created for-profit PGA Tour enterprise. It's their way of thanking players for sticking with the PGA instead of jumping to the rival Live Golf League. That's your Friday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
Your money news at the top and bottom of each hour, weekdays. Keep connected, DFW. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome. This is the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. For those of us football fans, this is a tough time of year where we're walking through a desert, and then you get a few like little oases, and one of them is the draft. Football talk is front and center again. Moves are being made, and this is where the team's roster are starting to fill in for the team that we're all going to be cheering for starting in September. And to break down the first day of the NFL draft, coming back from the world's most dangerous midday show, Donovan Lewis on the ticket. Thank you, Donovan.
Hey, good to be here, man. How are you?
Well, I think I'm okay. We had just talked in a preview of the Cowboys draft yesterday, and the first thing that I mentioned was they needed an offensive line. Now, I'm not a genius. A lot of people saw this coming. That's where they went. They went out and got a big old offensive line. It's a guy I've never heard of before, but I can't name any offensive linemen who were playing in college last year, so my opinion means very little. This guy, going in the first round, we traded down to what, the 29th pick?
Yes, sir.
Traded
down to 29.
His stats look impressive, like how big he is. Why didn't he go sooner?
Well, it's one of those things where the draft this year was quarterback heavy and offensive tackle heavy. And he's a good offensive tackle. Don't get it wrong. Even if you go somewhere around 24, 29, 30, 31, you're still a really good player, but they are talking a little bit of lack of experience. I heard something about his footwork not being up to where everyone thinks it should, but hey, that's what coaching is all about, and he does have the measurables. So he played right tackle mostly in Oklahoma. They plan on moving him to the left side to see if he can be the blindside protector of Dak. So I guess a little uneasiness if you need him to be left tackle, maybe cause him to go down at 29. But I think if they would have picked him at 24 without making a trade, everyone would have been happy with the selection. So to move down 5 spots, still get your guy, and pick up another very important draft pick that's going to happen tonight, I think the Cowboys did a really, really good job, and it's been a long time since we said something positive about the Cowboys. I think they really needed this W to kind of calm down the fan base and maybe even the locker room, saying, okay, we do kind of know what we're doing, because I think a lot of people have lost faith in what the front office have been doing at the end of the season and free agency and all that other stuff.
Well, let's talk about this guy's name. His name is Tyler Guyton. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to figure out what the deal is on the offensive line, because we lost one of our starters named Tyler Biadasz. There's another, isn't there like a Tyler Smith?
Tyler Smith is your starting left guard, yeah.
Oh, okay, so we almost had 3 Tylers in a row on our front line there. And then the guy he's replacing is Tyron Smith. So maybe his name figured in that math somehow.
T.Y. all over the place. The Cowboys love T.Y., whether it's Tyron or Tyler.
Right, and
yes,
2 syllables as long as it starts with T.Y.
That's right.
We've got an offensive line for you. Okay, so we picked up another draft pick, and it's probably a pretty good one because we got it from the Lions, right? And actually, they did good this year. I can't talk crap about the Lions for once in my life.
Yeah, it's towards the top of the 3rd round, so that's a really good pick because the Cowboys coming in had 3 top 100 picks. Now they added another one. The Lions pick that they received is even better than the one that they have in the 3rd round. So it's a good number, just moving down 5 spots and still getting a guy that you had pretty high on your board. That's a good job.
Okay, so we only did the 1 pick thus far. What do you think we pick next?
Boy, that's a good one. There's a linebacker out of Texas A&M, Cooper, that they really love. I just don't think he's going to be there when the Cowboys first pick in the 2nd round. So I think that they can go a lot of different ways, and I think everyone will be satisfied. If you pick a running back in the 2nd round, I don't think people will be upset by that. If you go an interior defensive lineman, I don't think anyone will be upset about that. I think what they accomplished yesterday lets them kind of stay true to their board so they can get the best player available, because you know what? They need pretty much every single position on the field. So
I know, right?
With the best player available at any position, I think the Cowboys will be happy to kind of fill the holes that they have.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about being in a position to where you don't have to go chase something specific, and when it's your turn, you can just take the best player on the board.
They chased last year a lot, and then that wound up having them have the least amount of production out of a draft class in the entire NFL. They chased last year, and they're trying to make up for it by not chasing this year. And so far, so good. We're only 1 in. You have a long ways to go, but they're off to a good start.
Who's the best quarterback left?
Probably Spencer Rattler, former Oklahoma Sooner who went to South Carolina. That was his last college, if I'm not mistaken. He went a couple of other different places.
What, did he portal out because he couldn't start?
You know what? He was, if my memory serves me correctly, and I think I'm right, he was starting the game in the Red River rivalry that Caleb Williams came in to relief because Spencer Rattler played so poorly. Caleb Williams, who was the number 1 pick last night, came in, did a bang-up job, and he lost his starting job, so he did portal out. And now he's rising up on a lot of draft boards. So maybe 2nd round, maybe. I'm pretty sure he goes tonight. I just don't know if it's going to be the 2nd round or the 3rd round.
All right, well, thank you very much, Donovan Lewis from the Most Dangerous Midday Show, The Invasion, over on 1310 The Ticket. Thanks for joining the James Show again.
Bye-bye.
All right, go Cowboys. We'll be right back with more of the James Show. News Talk 820 WVAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Monday at 7:17, TikTok says we're not going to sell no matter what you tell us to do. So what happens next?
And how much rain will have fallen by the time we head back to work and school? Brad will check his gauge and let us know.
I'm Ernie Brown.
I'm Carla Mary, and Monty Cook has your traffic on the ones. Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton will have your latest forecast. Steve Lamb has sports, and Nicole Osei has your news updates at the top and bottom of each hour, along with your money news, and Hal J keeps us laughing.
It's all on Monday's WBAP Morning News 5 till 9 on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, our Snap Secure dental implants will let you eat and speak with confidence at a price that's affordable. So if you think you can't afford dental implants, think again. Our 16 general dentistry practices in the Dallas-Fort Worth area are open to serve you. Schedule a new smile consultation by calling 1-800-DENTURE or visit AffordableDentures.com to find the practice near you. That's 1-800-DENTURE or visit AffordableDentures.com. Schedule your new smile consultation today. Affordable Dentures and Implants.
Go ahead and smile. Hey, your friend Sean Hannity here. Did you know you can now get 570 KLIF on your FM radio? Just tune into 96.3 FM and switch the HD button to 2. Make it a preset, 96.3 FM HD2.
According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, more than 5,000 people died in workplace accidents in 2019 alone. Thomas J. Henry handles serious workplace accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. Visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had Leaf Filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hi, it's Brad Barton. You have a lot of options when it comes to sell your home, like using the neighborhood specialist or a past realtor, or you can even sell your home yourself. And here's why I strongly recommend Dan Harker and Empower Home Team with Keller Williams Realty. Empower Home Team is famous for guaranteeing the sale of your home at your price, or they'll buy it themselves, guaranteed in writing. It's no wonder they sell a home every 2 hours. I've seen and studied their operations, and I trust them. Empower Home Team is now sharing a guide that they've created that shows you everything it takes to sell your own home. Yes, a realtor's giving you the steps it takes to sell your own home without even using them. You can use this step-by-step guide to sell your own home without an agent, or use it just to learn everything it takes to do what Dan's had the privilege to do for years, which is serving families and selling their largest asset for top dollar. Now, to receive this guide, just call Dan Harker and Empower Home Team right now at 844-672-SOLD. That's 844-672-SOLD, or visit harkerhasthebuyers.com. That's harkerhasthebuyers.com.
Brought to you by the law offices of Thomas J. Henry.
Thomas J. Henry Law has more than 2,700 5-star Google reviews from satisfied clients. If you've been injured and need an attorney, don't leave your case to chance. Contact Thomas J. Henry today at tjhlaw.com/radio.
We have about a 20 to 30 minute delay in Louisville on southbound 35E because of a crash at FM 3040 Round Grove that's blocking the left lane. Expect to be bumper to bumper from around College Parkway. We had a crash clear up in downtown Dallas, westbound Woodall Rogers at North Ackert Street. Still some slow traffic from Routh. And a new crash popped up that was also pretty quickly cleared, 30 westbound at 2nd Avenue. Still have about a 5 to 10 minute delay from East Grand. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Savings, now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And with My Lowe's Rewards, your savings just keep coming with members-only offers. Learn more about our new loyalty program at Lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards. Subject to terms and conditions, see Lowes.com/terms for details.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show. This is News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Well, we have another shooting that it's not a school shooting because it didn't happen at school, but a couple of high school kids, looks like they were getting a lift home from one of their coaches in South Dallas, and another motorist came up and started spraying the car with bullets. One of the high school kids, the football players, got hit in the arm and the shoulder. The other one got hit in the neck. Now, they're both expected to live. I believe one of the coaches was driving. We don't have a motive. We don't have a whole lot of details and information beyond what I just described. Classes were canceled today at Roosevelt in South Dallas. And I feel a lot of the way I feel about this as the shooting I was talking to you about at Bowie High School in Arlington. Now, that shooting was a couple days ago. But some of the same questions that I brought up yesterday deserve to be brought up today, but I need to make some addendums here. Because yesterday I was pointing out, while the gun crime approaches from this administration included cracking down on the gun show loophole and cracking down. They don't like extended magazines, and they don't like 3D printed guns, and they don't like ghost guns, and they don't like homemade guns, and they don't like private transactions without a background check. Well, let's go through the checklist here. Did the guy who shot these 2 high school kids, did he get his gun at a gun show? Did he get it from a private transaction in a gun show parking lot? Was it a homemade gun made by some evil NRA member gun hobbyist? Was this made by a 3D printer? Was the lower third, the receiver, made by a 3D printer and they just had the steel barrel? Was this guy even legally allowed to have a gun? Did he already have some sort of restriction or some sort of previous conviction that prevented him from having a gun? Has gun control already failed? Did he get the gun after passing a background check, or the background check system fail? Did the shooter use a bump stock? Did the shooter have an extended magazine? Was it an AR-15? And the point of all that is, if you only ask those questions when it fits the narrative, but not on the other 9,000 shooting incidences that you see reported, well, then they're obviously trying to steer you in a way that just don't match the facts. The problem is not people buying guns without a background check in the parking lot of a gun show. I can almost guarantee you this guy didn't get his gun from a gun show parking lot in a private transaction. But also, there's some other patterns that bother you that don't come up much because a lot of people are scared to talk about it. But I'm too exhausted to follow all those rules. Where's the mention of the race of the shooter or the victim? No, it's not important in this story, because in other stories, it's the most important thing ever. In other stories, it's in the headline. In other stories, and in fact, the race is so important that we have to have riots for the next 6 months until the presidential election in order to make our case known how focused on race we are. But on this one, no, not so much. I was saying yesterday, my question still stands. One of the most important questions we need to start asking about all of these incidents that we never ask, because I think this would get us to a solution faster. The shooter, was he born in wedlock and raised in a household with both of his biological parents? Because when you look at the people who are in prison, it's overwhelmingly far more than their share of the population. People who were not born in wedlock and raised by their biological parents. In fact, that is the number one determinant of whether or not you're going to end up in prison, whether or not you're going to end up with a drug addiction, whether or not you're going to commit murder, whether or not you're going to commit rape. These are not fun things to talk about, but these are all horrible things we would like to get a solution to, but we're not even dealing with the real issue. Why? Because we're having to defend accusations of being a Nazi all the time, or being a racist, sexist, bigot, homophobe. Hang on now. Let's start asking these questions, because wouldn't you like to know if race isn't the problem and the breakdown of the nuclear family is? Well, then we would put together some policies and some approaches that would actually go to making things better, instead of just infringing on your constitutional right. Now, in my similar rant I had yesterday about the shooting at Bowie, I was making the case that all the legislative efforts to stop the shooting like this have failed. There is no legislative solution through government that can be had, and there is nothing that you personally can do to make these shootings happen less often. Now, I had someone give me a little grief in a Facebook message that I'm saying we should just sit around and do nothing while children are dying, and I didn't mean to say that, but I went back and listened, and I can see why this person would come away with that thought process. So let me add to that a little bit, because I failed yesterday. That doesn't mean that you have to accept that there's nothing that can be done. I'm just saying there's not a bill that can be passed, or an executive order, or either any single solitary effort from you. I think a big chunk of this is the way the media reports on it, the big part of the problem. Because if the media reported on this with any sort of consistency, they would either have to drop the racial descriptions from all stories or add them to all stories. And either one would change how our society as a whole views these events. And we would be steered in a better direction as far as what the solution goes. Think about it. The George Floyd coverage, constant for 6 months. And if you watch the news, you would come away with, man, in order to solve this violence going on in our communities, we got to do something about racism, and more specifically, white people. But if they got real coverage, If we added it in every one of these events and every one of these shootings, whether it was Bowie High School or whether it was the Roosevelt High School that happened or whether it was the mass shooting that happened last weekend where 9 of your neighbors were shot, the real coverage, everyone would come to the conclusion, white people and racism are not the problem here. And if you added in my question, you would say the breakdown of the nuclear family seems to be the problem. What can we do about that? All right, at the Arlington Museum of Art, they have a new exhibit coming up, The Roar of Mount Vesuvius. This is the incredible discoveries of Pompeii, the immortal city, now through June 23rd. Get tickets at arlingtonmuseum.org, or you can head over to WBAP.com. We have a contest page now. Maybe register to win a pair of tickets. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the pro-Palestinian protest at UT Austin and how 46 people already got their charges dismissed. It's the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Ram Truck Month is on at Don Davis Auto Group. Take advantage of special factory incentives on 2024 Ram 1500, Ram 2500, and Ram 3500 trucks. Ram Truck Month is the time to buy at Don Davis Dodge, Chrysler, Wagoneer, Jeep, and Ram.
Will your retirement dreams survive the next market crash? Do you have a plan for a potential 30, 40, or even 50% fall? Imagine the sacrifices you may have to make. Would you be forced to unretire? Hi, I'm Ken Moray, founder and CEO of Retirement Planners of America, here to invite you to one of our free retirement planning seminars. We'll explain our invest and protect strategy and how it is designed to protect you from the next bear market. We want your money to last as long as you do. We'll also discuss Social Security, Medicare, retirement cash flow, and more. Don't miss out on this free opportunity to expand your retirement knowledge. Sign up for a seminar today.
Call now, 469-331-2426. That's 469-331-2426.
Retirement Planners of America, RPOA.com.
Sometimes knowing where to start can be the biggest challenge with regard to planning for retirement. And that's why we've created the Retirement Readiness Mini Kit. This is a complimentary resource that is perfect for anyone that wants to get started and get focused on what's important in planning for retirement. Inside the Retirement Readiness Mini Kit, the 11 biggest mistakes people make before retiring. This is a white paper that contains valuable insight into the most commonly made mistakes that people make in retirement planning. Also, you'll get copies of the most important news stories from the radio program, the latest information on important topics like Social Security, Medicare, and taxes. Also in the kit, a complimentary subscription to the DFW Retirement Planners monthly newsletter. Each month, you'll get the latest news regarding planning for success in retirement. To get your Retirement Readiness Mini Kit, just go to the website, dfwretirementplanners.com. dfwretirementplanners.com. It's complimentary at the website, dfwretirementplanners.com.
Don't miss the Trading Group Show, Saturdays at 6 p.m. right here on WBAP. Learn how you could earn full-time income working from home as a short-term trader. Their proven system has helped thousands achieve financial freedom, and there's no prior experience needed. Call 888-646-8787. That's 888-646-8787. Or listen to the Trading Group Show every Saturday at 6 on the News and Talk of Texas, WBAP.
Skip the hassle of spring cleaning and sell your home stress-free with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Hey, Red Mountain Weight Loss now has semaglutide in stock and ready to ship today. Either injection or tablet, your choice. Plus, you get support from their expert medical staff with custom-tailored meal plans to speed your progress and medical solutions to prevent side effects or muscle loss. And all this for less than half the price of Ozempic. So why go anywhere else? Lose up to 15 pounds this month with semaglutide from Red Mountain Weight Loss. Just go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com.
At Men's Edge Medical, we know one size does not fit all. Every patient is different, and every patient receives a customized solution. You may hear about newcomer ED companies, but don't be fooled by often unreliable acoustic wave therapy and other gimmicks. At Men's Edge Medical, we offer real results. We have been helping DFW men for more than 16 years with ED issues and premature stamina. Call us today, ask for Raul or any of our other great staff. 972-996-0900.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Progressive presents 10 things on a contractor's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Bidding a new client, giving an accurate estimate, finding affordable materials, getting a client to pay you for work you already did, getting a client to pay you, period, securing permits and workers and tools, getting those workers and tools to work together, and finding the perfect pair of overalls. Pockets, baby. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP AM, Fort Worth, Dallas. 93.3 WBAP FM, Haltom City, Dallas. And 99.5 KPLX FM HD2, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station.
Trending now.
The tornado threat across North Texas. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
We have a new crash in Denton County. This one's on southbound 35E at Lake Dallas Drive. Only the right lane is getting by. You're looking at about 30 to 45 minutes of extra commute time. Still have some unwinding delay in Dallas 30 westbound at 2nd Avenue. A crash was cleared. You're still moving slow from East Grand. Give yourself about 5 to 10 extra minutes to get through. With WBAP, first traffic and weather on the ones. I'm Colin Ellis.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
Severe weather potential this afternoon. Tornado watch till 6 p.m. this evening. Scattered showers and thunderstorms developing. These could be severe in a few spots with damaging winds, isolated tornadoes. Stay weather aware, a high near 80. Storms early tonight, then drying out, a low near 70. This weather report sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Improved visibility with new wiper blades from O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, save $8 on a pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades in-store only. The professional parts people will even install them for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts. For WBAP News, I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau at the Weather Channel.
And Operation Stormwatch is underway on WBAP. There's no warnings in our immediate area anymore. However, they did just issue a tornado warning for Hill County, Texas, south and west of the Metroplex. If that happens, that will just continue along the path of all the previous tornado warnings that have been going on south of here, going into Hill, Navarro, and possibly even Ellis County. So we will be watching this, but as of right now, in the immediate area, there are no warnings to mention outside of the watch that's underway until 6. 72 degrees in Dallas, 75 in Fort Worth. This news brought to you by Structured Foundation Repairs. Tornadoes did rip through areas of Hill, Navarro, and even southern Ellis counties this afternoon, and there are reports of some damage. That report coming from emergency management officials in Navarro County along County Road 3091. Several people shot footage and witnessed a tornado on the ground in the Rice, Texas area in Navarro County, again south of the DFW Metroplex. Former President Donald Trump spent another day in court for his New York hush money trial. His attorney Alina Habba, who's representing him on other cases, joined Fox's America Reports, calling this case a witch hunt.
The president is under siege. The American people are under siege. And if we don't change the judicial system, if we don't get rid of this lawfare in place of politics, the American people are going to suffer.
The trial comes as the U.S. Supreme Court also heard arguments this week from members of the former president's legal team who say he is eligible for presidential immunity. Your money news: the IRS's new free tax program was successful, but its future remains unclear.
This tax season, 140,000 people did their taxes with the agency's direct file pilot program, saving around $5.6 million in costs they would have otherwise spent with tax preparers. The program was launched in 12 states and allowed allows people with very simple W-2s to calculate and submit their returns directly to the IRS for free. Those using the program claim more than $90 million in refunds. But despite what IRS and Treasury Department officials said was a successful rollout, they're not saying yet whether the program will continue to exist next year for more taxpayers. The agencies first need to evaluate the data to determine whether it would be feasible to build out the service. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
The Dow's closing up 154 points, NASDAQ up 316, the S&P 500 up by 52. Again, the high today around 81, it is 72 in Dallas, 75 in Fort Worth, a tornado watch in effect until 6 o'clock. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 3:30. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected, DFW, to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. WBAP salutes Midlothian. Midlothian, thank you for listening today to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Will Height Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to willheightwins.com.
Hey, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Look, if you still haven't been blown away by the tornadoes, there's a lot of news going on here in the state of Texas. We were facing our version of the pro-Palestinian / anti-Semitic protests at college campuses, and we were kind of proud of ourselves because in Texas, we bring in the law enforcement and we get the little trespassers and people who are breaking the rules and we clear it out and we don't let them camp and harass and block the doors of Jewish students going to class like they do up in those silly Ivy League Northeast Yankeedom schools. Well, now I'm less impressed again. Sergeant Betsy Bretner Smith's coming back from the National Police Association. Betsy, welcome back on the show. I just saw that of the people arrested, around 50 or 60, 46 of them arrested during the pro-Palestinian protests at UT Austin already had their charges dropped.
Well, this is a microcosm of why we have crime rampant around this country. The police can arrest criminals, but if the prosecutor will not prosecute, then the case goes away. So we've got 46 out of about 60 people arrested for legitimate charges, and I hope everybody watched those videos of what was happening on the UT Austin campus. But elections have consequences, guys. I think Barack Obama said that. Travis County, you have elected Jose Garza as your prosecutor. He is one of the George Soros installed prosecutors, and he is more interested in putting cops in prison than he is actually keeping all of you safe. So, of course, some of the defense attorneys of these protesters complained to the prosecutor's office and said, we don't like these charges. And so one of Garza's prosecutors said, you're right. 46 of these kids, we're going to let you go to protest another day.
So the university said that about half of the people arrested this week were not students or faculty or had any business being on the University of Texas campus. Outside group presence, is that a problem?
Well, it's a problem around the country. These people are the same people that were Occupy Wall Street, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, you name it. We can go back 15 years to reclaim the streets. This is all of these same protesters. These protests, including the one at UT Austin, are funded by outside groups. I would guess, as you might have seen in one of the tapes out in New York, I would guess if you went to the campus in Austin and asked some of the local protesters, what is Hamas? What is Hezbollah? What happened on October 7th? I'm going to guess the vast majority of them couldn't really tell you what they are protesting or really what Hamas did to Israel on October 7th. This is just a feeding frenzy that is going to lead up to another summer of love, just like in 2020. It was great to see Texas law enforcement get a handle on it. but they're going to need backup from the prosecutor's office. And I would hope the school would expel anyone who is a student who is breaking the law.
Right. And I know this is a heavy dose of sarcasm, but Betsy, I am shocked none of these people are being charged with a hate crime statute for calling for the genocide of Jews to the face of Jewish students and what is an easily actionable harassing threat.
Well, can you imagine if we had, remember, 2 years ago we were told white supremacy was the number one problem in the United States. Can you imagine if we had, quote unquote, white supremacists blocking students of color from attending their classes, from getting to their dorms? Can you imagine?
Well, we don't have to imagine it.
Hate speech?
It happened in the lifetime of my parents. They were called Democrats. They were blocking black kids from going in Little Rock or in New Orleans or George Wallace and Alabama. We don't have to imagine. We've seen it. And this is them doing it again. They just haven't stopped. Anytime someone has blocked a schoolhouse door in order to prevent a minority from going classes, it's 100% Democrat, 0% Republican. Throughout American history, it is a solid pattern. Tell the guy listening to us, though, about the good work you people are doing at the National Police Association.
I'll tell you what, we're an organization that supports the American law enforcement officer and the people who support us. Go to nationalpolice.org, sign up for the newsletter, hit that donate button, and help us help law enforcement keep everyone safe.
Yeah, and it must be horrible to do such a good job cleaning out the protesters who are causing a problem. Not the nice ones, just to have them turned back out on the street the next day. All right, thanks again, Sergeant Betsy Brantner-Smith.
Thanks for having me.
All right, coming up next, I saw on my social media feed a montage that was being passed around of how Ronald Reagan handled protests. And we think of him as, he's just a sort of affable, nice, grandpa-like guy. But he had some strong words for protests, and he faced them throughout the 60s and the 70s. And then at the beginning of his term, I don't remember this because I was like 2, but at the beginning of his term, there was a wave of protests when he first came into office. And I'm going to remind you how he dealt with it. So the Ronald Reagan protest advice montage next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
The most accurate and dependable forecasts daily from Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton, the National Weather Service, the Weather Channel, and WFAA News 8. Keep connected, DFW. News Talk 820, WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Here's automotive expert and nationally syndicated talk show host, Jerry Reynolds.
It's the last weekend of the month and the last weekend of the fantastic deals going on at the 4 DFW 5-star Ford dealerships. The 2023s are going away fast, so bargain hunters, you need to make a move before Tuesday night. Get the super low rate of 1.9% APR for 72 months, plus $1,000 bonus cash on all 2023 F-150s except Raptor and Trimmer with approved credit through FMCC. 1.9 for 72 months will save you thousands, and you don't need perfect credit. 2023 Bronco Sports, Explorers, and Escapes have 0% for 60 plus at least 750 cash back. It's all over Tuesday night, the 30th of April at 5-Star Ford in Carrollton, North Richland Hills, Louisville, or Dallas. Sandpack.com.
We're taking care of business.
Tired of wasting money painting your home every few years? Paint chips, peels, and fades. With Rhino Shield ceramic coating, you'll never have to paint your home again. Rhino Shield is perfect for wood, brick, stucco, aluminum, and vinyl. Rhino Shield's Gary Zanobi talks about Rhino Shield's lasting value.
That looks terrific. We've got testimonials from people who say it looks like we just did it a couple weeks ago and that we did their job 10, 15 years ago.
And if your home needs some minor cosmetic repairs prior to application, no problem.
Out of our 10 crews, we have 3 of them that are very, very good with wood repair. And you've got to be skilled at that. What we would do, we would put that crew on there and we could repair that for them. And we're very fair with the pricing. We let the homeowner know up front what it is. It's much less than if they just hire a contractor to do that.
Rhino Shield is backed by a 25-year warranty. Schedule a free estimate by calling 844-RHINO-28, 844-RHINO-28, or visit RhinoShieldTX.com.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
When you've got an unused car taking up money and mind space, not to mention your driveway, you know where to turn. It's Casey here. Sing it along with me. Donate your car today to Junk for Joy. More than a catchy jingle, it's a quick and convenient way to finally take care of that car. Junk for Joy will take any car in any condition with the pickup scheduled at a time that works for you. You'll get a voucher for a 3-day, 2-night hotel stay and a tax deduction. And your car will do good for kids. Go to junkforjoy.org now or call the number 1-877-JUNK-FOR-JOY. Donate your car today to Junk for Joy.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
This report is sponsored by Shell Energy. Shell Energy offers a variety of home electricity plans to choose from standard to 100% renewable, so you can find the right plan to power your life. Switch today at shellenergy.com. Shell Energy Solutions, TXPUCT number 10174.
Still dealing with a crash in Denton County, southbound 35E at Lake Dallas Drive. Only the right lane's getting by. You have about a 30 to 45 minute jam built up back from Quail Run Drive. There's a new crash in Garland, northbound 635 at Northwest Highway. The left and right outside lanes are blocked there. That's about a 15 to 20 minute jam from I-30. And in Dallas, 20 westbound at Polk Street, we have a new crash. Right lane blocked here and another 20 minute jam built up through the area. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
Brought to you by Men's Edge Medical. Men, have you tried Cialis and Viagra and didn't like the way they made you feel? You're not alone. At Men's Edge Medical, they've helped thousands of Metroplex men perform better and last longer. Call Men's Edge today for a confidential appointment. 972-996-0900.
DFW's most listened to news, traffic, and weather station.
News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Now, protests are something that we have a duality of thoughts about this, because protests are something that make us a free country. It's the countries that have the worst authoritarian dictators are the ones where they can't protest. Or if you live in a country where you're scared to protest, you're probably not in a good country. But in America, we were born out of protest. Protests are in our lore. And there's something admirable about a protester that even when I disagree with them, even when you disagree with the cause of the protest, at least they're involved. At least they get their fat butt off the couch and go attempt to make the world a better place. At least they're engaged in something as, hopefully intellectually stimulating as, the thoughts of statecraft and empire and policy and legislation and how to run the country. These are people who are motivated by the attempt to make the world a better place, even if they're misguided. And that's much better than the apathy that is dominant in our society today. Look, that's just a luxury of the affluent, to be that apathetic. But also, the duality of the protesters on the other side is that these guys take it too far constantly. Yes, you're allowed to go stand on a corner and hold a sign or say what you want, but you should not be allowed to block a highway. You should not be allowed to take a big crowd of human beings and go walk your butt up an exit ramp and block a highway. You shouldn't be allowed to block everyone's ability to access an airport. You shouldn't be allowed to camp out in public grounds. If it's illegal for you to go set up a tent in the middle of a park under normal circumstances and live there for a week, it should be illegal. It should not be tolerated for Occupy protesters or the people that went to Chaz and Chop or any of these others where they set up camps and stay for a long time. What'd you say? Oh, we got a weather warning? Let's jump to that then. Let's go to Eric Bushman with the weather update.
All right, Operation Stormwatch on WBAP. It is 3:20, and as James said, I am Eric Bushman. We are interrupting the James Show to issue a flash flood warning for Hill, Ellis, and northwestern Navarro County. Stand by as we alert our other stations on WBAP. We interrupt programming at the request of the National Weather Service to activate the North Texas Emergency Alert System. The National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a flash flood warning for Hill County, Ellis County, and northwestern Navarro County in north central Texas until 6:30. At 3:17, Doppler radar and automated rain gauges indicated heavy rain across the warned area. Between 2 and 4 inches of rain have already fallen, and additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Again, the National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a flash flood warning for Hill County, Ellis County, and northwestern Navarro County until 6:30 this evening. All North Texas stations affected by this alert are requested to relay the preceding message. And James, I'll send it right back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric Bushman. That's why you keep it here, because whenever that bad weather breaks in, so do we. And I think it's like actually raining here in the studio now. I think I felt a drop. It's kind of bad. All right, I promise this, but I can't pay it off because we're running out of time. I have a 4-minute montage of how Ronald Reagan used to respond to protesters. And it's... You're going to like it because maybe I'll be able to play it later in the show if I can find a spot, but it's exactly what you want. You shouldn't be able to block people's ability to travel from point A to point B just because you have a political grievance. You shouldn't be allowed to say actionable threats of violence against a person. We should be enforcing all those laws. That's already assault. You already can't do that. But somehow these protesters get away with it. How is that? See, that's what you don't like. They're not out there just a normal citizen exercising their right to express their opinion. They're getting special treatment. They're violating the rights of their neighbors and getting special treatment in return for what? For political purposes. Now, if the powers that be are the ones that are letting them off the hook for that, then they're doing the bidding of the powers that be. You are not some rebel. If you are getting special treatment, if you are getting your charges dropped, if you're allowed to camp in a public space, if you're allowed to block a highway or an airport, you are not the oppressed. You are the oppressor. All right, now coming up next, we're going to do Name That Artist. And this one's going to be for my baseball fans because the giveaway is tickets to see the Rangers against the Washington Nationals Tuesday, April 30th. It's a 7 o'clock game. It's Marcus Semien bobblehead night, actually, for the first 15,000 fans. So we're going to play this montage. If you want to go to that game this coming Tuesday, it's just in like 3 days, 5 days, whatever it is, 4 days. And you can name all of these artists that I'm going to give you the phone number to call in, and we'll see if we can get you those tickets in the next segment. All right, so here's the montage. Do you know all of these artists?
Everybody around the world, gotta tell you what I just heard. You only see what your eyes want to see. How can life be what you want it to be? Motoring, watch out, price for flight. In finding Mr. Right. It's land to take, shout out, flash break, and take it to its ancient end. She's a very kinky girl. Used to be that I believed in something. Used to be that I believed in love. She's my cherry pie. Proving the water, such a sweet surprise. Tastes so good, make a grown man cry. Sweet cherry pie. I'll be damned if I'm moving without you. And as long as I live, you will know. I just wanna build my world around you. Don't want you to go. I was born to run. I was born to dream. The craziest boy you ever seen. Talk about things that nobody cares. Wearing out the things that nobody wears.
All right, so that's the montage. If you know all of those artists, there's a 100% chance you know all of those artists. Get your phone out, open like a notepad. We're going to take a break. When we get back, I'll play the montage again. You can write down all the answers and then call in and win. The phone number, if you want to go ahead and get lined up on the phones, 800 800-288-9227. 800-288-WBAP. We're going to try and get a winner on Name That Artist coming up next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Retired or retiring soon? How much money do you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1. Find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2. Have a plan to get there. Step 3. Make sure that plan can take advantage of market gains but protect you from market losses. Discover how to do all three with a free consultation at 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
So you got pain? Are you feeling pain right now? Do you have aspirin, ibuprofen, Aleve, Advil? You have something like that in the console of your car because you have pain so much? You may not need that. Hey, James Parker here. QC Kinetics is where a lot of people like you have gone. They do the free consultation. They get the information. They make the decision on whether or not they want to try out this new advanced regenerative treatment. It's getting amazing reviews. You can look online at the reviews. They have over 150 clinics nationwide. This isn't some pop-up shop. They have the name. They have the reputation. They have the receipts to prove it. No drugs, no downtime, no surgery. How do they do it? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Call them. Find out. They'll tell you. That's what the free consultation is for. They explain it all to you, and then you make the decision on whether or not you want a pain-free future. 972-972-8610, 972-972-8610. You can go to qckinetics.com or call 972-972-8610.
Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
My name is Dr. Zhang. I'm a doctor of podiatric medicine.
My name is Todd. I'm a paramedic firefighter. I've been on the job for 28 years.
My name is Dr. Peter Munda. I'm a chiropractor in New York, Long Island.
I've been taking Balance of Nature for 23 years.
I love Balance of Nature, and this is definitely a product that I would recommend to other people, and I'll never stop taking it.
How many 70-year-old pitchers you know? As far as Balance of Nature goes, I'll keep taking this stuff until the day I die, you know?
I'm almost 55 years old, and because I have so much vitality, I can really enjoy the great outdoors. Our bodies are kind of like machines. If you do not give the machine the proper nutrition, it's not going to work very well. Simple as that.
Go to balanceofnature.com and get 35% off plus $10 off any additional sets as a preferred customer by using discount code DALLAS.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Do you want more control over your business spending? Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management platform designed to save you time and money. Ramp offers unlimited corporate cards with spend controls you can customize to stop wasteful spending before it happens. Ramp makes expense reports a breeze by automatically collecting receipts and matching them to the right transaction. You'll close your books in hours instead of days. Ramp allows you to see all your company spend in one place, so you can make quick, informed decisions about your business finances. Plus, Ramp will share insights based on your spending to help you cut costs. Over 15,000 businesses have added up to 5% to their bottom line with Ramp. You can be one of them. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now, get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/250. Ramp.com/250. RAMP.com/250.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
The tornado threat across North Texas. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
We have about a 30 to 45 minute delay heading out of Denton County on southbound 35E. You have a crash at Lake Dallas Drive blocking 3 left lanes, only the right lane getting by. Southbound 35E in Carrollton, there's a disabled vehicle in the right lane at Beltline. That's adding another 10 minutes of extra bumper-to-bumper delay. 75 southbound in Dallas, you have a crash blocking 2 right lanes a little bit before Good Latimer. That's about a 15 to 20 minute jam from Lemon. 20 westbound at Polk, a crash has 1 right lane blocked. Give yourself another 10 extra minutes there. And heading into Terrell on 20 eastbound, you have a crash in the right lane at FM 1641. That's about a 20 to 30 minute delay from High Country Lane. With WBAP, first traffic and weather on the ones, I'm Colin Ellis.
Why do so many Texans love classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox, got 'em. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
Severe weather potential this afternoon. Tornado watch till 6 p.m. this evening. Scattered showers and thunderstorms developing. These could be severe in a few spots with damaging winds, isolated tornadoes. Stay weather aware. A high near 80. Storms early tonight, then drying out. A low near 70. This weather report sponsored by Navage. Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you. For WBAP News, I'm meteorologist Mark Thibodeau at the Weather Channel.
An Operation Stormwatch is in effect on WBAP. All of us are under shouldn't say all of us, Denton County is not included technically, but the DFW area and points south and east, it does include Collin County, Tarrant, and Dallas. Until 6 o'clock, a tornado watch is in effect. And we issued this just a little bit ago, flash flood warning that's relatively new. Ellis County is in that, as well as Hill County and northwestern Navarro County. That's in effect, flash flood warning until 6:30. Now, outside of our immediate area in Hill County, there is a relatively new tornado warning that went into effect until 3:45. Taking a look at weather radar here, this is tracking along the same exact path, maybe a little bit south of previous tornado-warned storms, and video footage did show that it indeed was a legit tornado that was on the ground. If that continues, that will obviously continue into Navarro County and possibly Ellis County. We'll see what the National Weather Service wants to do with that. But again, right now that tornado warning is just for portions of central Hill County until 3:45 this afternoon. Currently 71 degrees in Dallas, 76 in Fort Worth. This news brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is doubling down on a report that he rejected an invitation to serve as vice president to Donald Trump if Trump is elected president in November. Kennedy was asked about the comment while visiting Dallas this week.
We were approached on several occasions about the vice presidential pick, and in each case, I respectfully declined. I want to say that President Trump now says that did not happen. I mean, I know it's true.
RFK Jr. was in Dallas to deliver the keynote address at an environmental event. Your Money News, Mansfield trying to position itself as a southern gateway for professional sports.
City leaders are teaming up with FC Dallas to build a 10,000-seat multi-purpose stadium that should be in operation by 2026. According to Mansfield Mayor Michael Evans, FC Dallas will assist in design and construction.
Several $1 million in regard to that thing, and we're talking about from soccer to rodeo events.
The Frisco Major League Soccer Club will use the facility to run their youth soccer programs and international tournaments. Mike Trena, WBAP News.
The Dow closed up 154 points, NASDAQ up 316, the S&P 500 up by 52. Again, the high today around 81. It is 71 in Dallas, 76 in Fort Worth. Tornado watch in effect for areas including the DFW area and points south and east. Do have that flash flood warning that's in effect for Ellis County as well as Hill and northwestern Navarro County until 6:30. And we're getting some more clarity right now from the National Weather Service. They're going to cancel off that existing tornado warning in effect for Hill County, but they're going to replace it with a severe thunderstorm warning that will impact both Ellis and Navarro counties. We will get that issued here momentarily, so stand by as we do that. We'll have to interrupt programming here in just a couple of minutes. Either Brad and I will do that. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 4 o'clock. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected DFW to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
Boxes to check with the NFL draft that started last night in Detroit with round one. They took a big step in taking tackle Tyler Gutton out of the University of Oklahoma. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. And this is your WBAP NFL Draft Update. With Tyron Smith and Tyler Biadasz leaving as free agents, they had to fix some of those holes on the offensive line. Last night was a good step. We'll see what they do tonight and then on Saturday as the draft continues. Some of you will be watching that, and some of you will be watching the Mavericks and Clippers at the American Airlines Center in a series that's even at a game apiece, playing tonight and again Sunday afternoon before the series goes back to the West Coast. and some of you will be keeping up with or going to the Texas Rangers-Cincinnati Reds game at Globe Life Field. And it's one of my favorite events in the sports calendar for the year, and it's coming up Saturday night at the Texas Motor Speedway Dirt Track, where the world premiere dirt track motorcycle race is taking place. It's round 4 of the Progressive American Flat Track Championship. That's your Friday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
News Talk 820 WBAP is now on FM
at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome back to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Now, we're in the middle of Name That Artist, but Donald Trump's court case... Hey, Lamb, you're done. Donald Trump's court cases just wrapped up for today, and he gave a 3-minute statement. Now, we're going to play that in just a second, but if you want to win these tickets to go to the Rangers game at 7 o'clock this coming Tuesday, that's what we're doing with Name That Artist. We're going to play the montage real quick. And then if you like it and you got it all typed out, I'm going to give out the phone number. You can start lining up for that. Well, I'll give out the number now. 800-288-9227. We're going to play the montage. Then I'll play you Donald Trump's statements while we load up the phones. And then we'll try and get a winner for Name That Artist. All right, here's the montage.
You only see what your eyes want to see. How can life be what you want it to be? Motoring, watch your price for flight. In finding Mr. Right. This land today shall draw its last breath and take it to its ancient death. She's a very kinky girl. Used to be that I believed in something. Used to be that I believed in love. She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise. Tastes so good, make a grown man cry. Sweet cherry pie. I'll be damned if I'm moving without you. And as long as I live, you will know. I just wanna build my world around you. Don't want you to go. I was born to run. I was born to dream. The craziest boy you ever seen. Talk about things that nobody cares. You're wearing out the things that nobody wears.
All right, if you know all those artists, you got a chance to write it down. Call right now, 800-288-9227, 800-288-9227. It spells WBAP, 800-288-WBAP. We have another weather update to the news center with Eric Bushman.
I know we have serious things like severe thunderstorm warnings to mention, but that was the best montage I have heard in this segment so far, and it didn't even have Genesis. 3:40, approaching 3:40 in the WBAP newsroom. This is Eric Bushman in the WBAP newsroom. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that is being issued for Hill, Ellis, and Navarro counties until 4:30. Stand by as we do that on WBAP. We interrupt programming at the request of the National Weather Service to activate the North Texas Emergency Alert System. The National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Central Hill, Central Ellis, and Central Navarro counties in north central Texas until 4:30 this afternoon. At 3:33, a severe thunderstorm was located near Carl's Corner, or 10 miles northeast of Hillsboro, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazards in this storm include 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. The severe thunderstorm will be near Italy around 3:40, Bardwell and Bardwell Lake around 3:55, Ennis around 4 o'clock, and Alma around 4:05. Again, the National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Central Hill, Central Ellis, and Central Navarro counties in north central Texas until 4:30 this afternoon. All North Texas stations affected by this alert are requested to relay the preceding message. And right back to the James Show we go to talk about that excellent montage.
All right, so load up the phones. If you got all the if you know all the artists, call 800-288-9227. 800-288-9227. We're going to play Trump's statement when he walked out of the courtroom just a few minutes ago right now.
It's 8 days that we've all been sitting in this courthouse. This is all a Biden indictment. It's in order to try and win an election, political opponent, and nothing like this has ever happened. 8 days. As you know, the economy's falling apart now. Now you're seeing it, very little growth. It's going to get worse. Oil prices are going up. You have the college campuses all over closed down. Our country's going to hell. And we sit here day after day after day, which is their plan. Because they think they might be able to eke out an election, but I doubt it because the poll numbers are very good for us. I just want to say that I've invited Biden to debate. He can do it anytime he wants, including tonight. I'm ready. Here we are. I invited him to the courthouse that he has us tied up in with his administration. This is all being done through Washington. It's a well-coordinated attack on a political opponent. But I'm here. I'm ready, willing, and able. And if he wants, I'll do it on Monday night, Tuesday night, or Wednesday night. We'll be in Michigan, a state that he's destroyed because of the auto industry. We're not going to have any jobs left in Michigan. No auto jobs left in Michigan. They're all going over to China and other places with this ridiculous EV mandate, electric vehicle mandate. But we're willing to do it Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, or Friday night on national television. We're ready. Just tell me where. We'll do it at the White House. That would be very comfortable, actually. But you tell me where. But we're ready. He's obviously not showing up now. We heard nothing. But he said today that, I'd love to debate, but he won't debate. I don't think he'll debate. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. I'm not sure he has a choice. But that's the story. So here we are. We're ready, willing, and able. And we don't see him, and I don't think he'll be here. But maybe next week he'll do it. I doubt it, but maybe next week. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. I know you have to suffer through this like everybody else. Nothing has come. This is a case that should have never been brought. Every legal scholar, every legal expert, Andy McCarthy, Jonathan, Andy, every single one, Jonathan Turley came out with a scathing report in this trial today. Andy McCarthy, scathing report. Mark Levin, can't believe this is happening in our country. There's no case here. There's no case whatsoever. It's a disgrace. We have a conflicted judge, and it shouldn't be happening. Not in this country. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that was Donald Trump coming out of the courtroom in New York City today, giving what is essentially a campaign speech, but rightfully so. It's what he would be doing right now if he hadn't been cornered into court for this whole week, and it resumes on Tuesday. The court case resumes Tuesday, 9:30. I guess that would be Eastern time, so 8:30 our time. So we're not going to have any updates on this come Monday, but I really like the part where he responded to Biden saying, yeah, we're going to try and debate. Okay, fine. Let's debate. Let's debate right now. Let's go tonight. Let's go tomorrow. Wherever you want. I'll go. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Because that's a good case he has. I'll debate anywhere, anytime, because the other guy won't. But also, he's just hitting campaign talking points there. He called it the Biden indictment. He pointed out the economy's not doing so great. We just had the GD report that was very underwhelming today. Campus protest. He actually had some Michigan-specific statements to make, which is, we learned at the beginning of the show, it's the one swing state he's not winning yet. Not a coincidence. So, he's on point. He's on his game. And we'll keep track of this. Coming up next, the exciting conclusion of Name That Artist on the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Here's what we're talking about.
The gross domestic product for the first quarter rose just 1.6%.
It's election interference. This whole thing is election interference.
Send in the National Guard and wake these kids up.
The Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Guyton, tackle, Oklahoma.
Stay connected for updates all day.
News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do. So great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had Leaf Filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Sadly, 1 out of every 3 women in Texas will encounter physical abuse from an intimate partner. Abusers want you to think that you're isolated and alone. Don't believe the lie. At One Safe Place, we're here for you. More than 20 agencies are working together to provide you and your kids the help and hope you need in one place. Thomas J. Henry proudly collaborates with One Safe Place in the shared mission to end domestic violence. Donate today at onesafeplace.org.
If you've been told you have a foundation problem, or you just want to get your house checked to see if you have a foundation problem, call Due West Foundation Repair. We'll come out, we'll draw the house up, mark where all the trees are, and take elevation readings. Then we can sit down and go over a plan of attack. Because half the time, you don't need foundation repair, you just need preventative maintenance. You know, you can go to Due West, that's du-west.com for more information, or just give us a call, 972-406-0912.
It's been over 30 years since a major lake was built in Texas until now. Introducing Bodark Shores. The most exciting lake community in Texas is having the grand opening of its final phase Saturday, May 4th. The lake just opened to the public days ago. Watch the video tour at 888-608-lake.com. We all know the opportunity it was to buy on the lakes around Dallas before houses were built, before the price appreciation. Here's your new ground floor opportunity just north of DFW, Saturday, May 4th. A breathtaking private property, and the price is a dream come true. 888-608-lake.com. Estate-sized lake properties from only $99.9. A prestigious gated entrance. Fields, ancient oaks, heavy weather boat slips, and lakeside park. Designed for a lucky few, making every day feel like a luxurious vacation. Be the first generation to own lake property here. Get your invitation to the May 4th grand opening event. Space is limited. 888-608-LAKE or click 888-608-LAKE.com.
Brought to you by Retirement Planners of America.
In today's market, we think there are a lot of financial risks for anyone who's over 50. Retired or retiring soon? Call Retirement Planners of America now for a free, no-obligation consultation. 469-331-2426. That's 469-331-2426.
Still dealing with a crash in Denton County on southbound 35E at Lake Dallas Drive. Only the right lane getting by. Expect to be bumper to bumper from Meadowview Drive. We have a disabled vehicle in Carrollton blocking one right lane of southbound 35E at Beltline. That's causing a jam from Dickerson Parkway. Dallas 75 southbound after Bryan Live Oak. You have 2 right lanes blocked by a crash. Your stop and go from J.J. Lemon. Looks like about a 15 to 20 minute delay there. South northbound 635. We have a crash blocking the outside lanes at Northwest Highway. That's causing a jam from around I-30. Give yourself about 30 extra minutes to get through. In Dallas 20 westbound at Polk Street, your right lane blocked by a crash. That's causing about a 5 to 10 minute delay. And heading into Terrell, you have about a 15 to 20 minute jam on I-20 eastbound. There's a crash blocking the right lane at FM 1641. With WBAP First Traffic, I'm Colin Ellis.
Brought to you by Whole Foods Market.
Save at Whole Foods Market. Get boneless, skinless chicken breast value packs with no antibiotics ever for 25% off with Prime through April 30th. Stock up on quality proteins for the family. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
I'm Eric Bushman in the WBAP newsroom. We do have a new flash flood warning. We're also going to have a severe thunderstorm warning I'm seeing here, too. We'll get to that after we do this. Again, we'll have a flash flood warning here for Kaufman County that we're issuing. Stand by as we alert our other stations on WBAP. We interrupt programming at the request of the National Weather Service to activate the North Texas Emergency Alert System. The National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a flash flood warning for Kaufman County in north central Texas until 6:30. At 3:46, emergency management reported flash flooding ongoing in parts of Kaufman County due to heavy rainfall. Between 2 and 3 inches of rain have fallen. The expected rainfall rate is 1 to 2 inches per hour. Additional rainfall amounts of 2 to 4 inches are possible. Flash flooding is already occurring, with many roads becoming impassable. Some high water rescues are in progress in the town of Kaufman. Life-threatening flash flooding is occurring in creeks, streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses. Again, the National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a flash flood warning for Kaufman County in north central Texas until 6:30 this evening. All North Texas stations affected by this alert are requested to relay the preceding message. And again, as I said, there's also a severe thunderstorm warning that's going to go into effect. What do we got here? Until this is going to affect central Ellis and central Navarro counties. I thought I saw a different one. Okay, we have 2 new severe thunderstorm warnings that have come out. So, Sean, bear with me as I get this prepared. But until then, we'll go back to the James Show on WBAP.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey, welcome back to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Listen, I know it's Friday and we're all kind of half checked out because it's pretty much the weekend anyway. But the one place that's not flooded in North Texas is my phone lines. No one knows all the artists to name that artist. No one, seriously. We have nobody. Nobody's calling in on Name That Artist. I think I'm just going to let Eric do the list. And if Eric gets them all right, then we're going to take the 2 tickets to the Ranger game, and we're going to take them outside in front of the American Airlines Center here across the sidewalk. We'll just burn them. How about that? Let's play the montage one more time, and if no one calls in, then I'm going to just tell you who the artists are. No one's going to play Name That Artist, and we'll just move on. A complete embarrassing failure. All right, this is your last chance for the montage. One more time, Sean. No, you know what? Turn it off, Sean. Turn it off. I changed my mind. Let's just ask Eric. Eric, do the list. Did you write them down, or you want to do it with the audio?
Well, all I heard with that was 70s and 80s. I think there was there a Chicago Peter Cetera thrown in there somewhere?
There is.
Okay.
Play the montage and Eric will talk over it. Let's hear what you got, Eric. Who's this?
I have no idea.
Okay. ELO, Electric Light Orchestra.
All right. It's not Olivia Newton-John, is it?
Not even close.
Okay, good.
Madonna?
Oh, gross. Sorry.
Yeah. What you got there? That's Night Ranger, Eric. Okay. Night Ranger.
Okay.
Now, this one I didn't get myself.
Man, I'm totally Wolf Blitzer on Jeopardy right now. I can't name anything.
Right? John Mellencamp.
Okay.
I missed that one, too. Everyone knows this one. That was Rick James, B. Now this is... You're good for not knowing this one. This is Celine Dion. What are you, 26? You don't know Warrant when you hear it?
I'm actually going to be 40 in 2 weeks.
He's a kid.
The only thing I'm good at right now is doing all these. I got more warnings than Brad has issued today.
Right. Well, here's your Peter
That's my
Cetera.
excuse. Okay, thanks. Well, wait a minute. Is that Chicago or Peter Cetera solo?
I think this is Peter Cetera solo.
Okay. There's like with Phil Collins' Genesis. It's a different world.
Same thing. I didn't get
Tina?
this. No, I didn't get this. This is Loverboy. This is men singing, supposedly.
That sounds like Tina Turner. Actually, I feel bad for Tina Turner that I want to apologize to her
The
family.
ghost of Tina Turner. And that last one was?
It'll come to me, but probably not for another hour.
Aerosmith.
That's it.
All right.
Oh, that's right, because they're coming to town.
Yeah, it's their sort of farewell tour. I was giving away tickets to that, but apparently no one wants to win on the worst Name That Artist ever. Thank you very much. You were a witness to my huge, embarrassing failure.
Okay, now do I get to issue this warning now?
Well, I have to tell real quick,
Okay.
Whiskey Meyer's going to be at Dos Equis Pavilion November 2nd. That's all I had to say. LiveNation.com if you want tickets, WBAP.com contest page. Now, another warning.
All right. This is still Eric, and I don't know any of those artists, even though they were fantastic. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that's coming out for Kaufman County that just went under a flash flood warning. Stand by as we alert our other stations on WBAP. We interrupt programming at the request of the National Weather Service to activate the North Texas Emergency Alert System. The National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Hunt, Kaufman County, all of Kaufman, all of Van Zant County, northwestern Henderson County, and all of Rains County in north central Texas until 4:30 this afternoon. At 3:48, a line of severe thunderstorms was located near Rosser to Emory, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. The biggest hazards with this storm, 65-mile-per-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail. Expect damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Again, the National Weather Service in Fort Worth has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Hunt, all of Kaufman County, all of Van Zant County, northwestern Henderson County, and all of Rains County until 4:30 this afternoon. All North Texas stations affected by this alert are requested to relay the preceding message. And we're going to take a short pause, and I'll be back with you with the 4 o'clock news in just a couple of minutes.
The fight for justice never ends. In Texas, there's only one name you need to know. Thomas J. Henry Law. We're one of the biggest personal injury firms in Texas with the money to fight for you. We invest in expert witnesses, investigators, and cutting-edge technology because the best evidence wins cases. And you only pay if we win. No upfront fees, no hidden costs. We give back to the communities we serve, from school supplies for tens of thousands of kids to food for families and pets. Thomas J. Henry. Visit us online at tjhlaw.com. San Antonio.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Progressive presents 10 things on a contractor's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Bidding a new client, giving an accurate estimate, finding affordable materials, getting a client to pay you for work you already did, getting a client to pay you, period, securing permits and workers and tools, getting those workers and tools to work together, and finding the perfect pair of overalls. Pockets, baby. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Dallas tax attorney Nick Namath, here with Jamie Flores, the managing partner at the law offices of Nick Namath.
We help a lot of clients who have all kinds of IRS problems. One thing that we hear often is that people want to take care of their own tax problems, but keep putting it off, just like that overdue oil change, going to the gym, or mowing the lawn. But procrastinate paying your taxes, and the IRS will make you pay the price. They can freeze your bank accounts, garnish your paychecks, seize your passport. They can even put you behind bars.
That's right, Jamie, but you can avoid all those headaches. We have helped thousands of people just like you with IRS problems. I have over 20 years experience serving both individuals and businesses in Dallas and Fort Worth. A meeting with us is free and confidential, so don't procrastinate when it comes to the IRS.
If you're facing IRS wage levies, bank levies, tax liens, or unfiled returns, call Nick Namath for a free and confidential consultation at 972-484-0829 or go to myiRSteam.com.
Preserving the fresh look and value of your home is more important now than ever. So if you're getting ready to paint your home again, think again and consider Rhino Shield's permanent ceramic coating. Rhino Shield's Gary Zenobia explains the advantages of Rhino Shield over regular paint.
I've talked to customers who've
they've painted it 3-4 times, and basically they're just renting the paint. And then they're going to have to keep on redoing it, and as time goes on, it's going to last less and less, and they're going to just notice more damage that's taking place because there's nothing protecting their wood or whatever the substrate is.
And there are unique financing options.
We do have financing, and the nice thing with the financing is you could take the loan up to 10 years. It's a simple interest loan, and think about this for a minute. For the bank to offer a 10-year loan on our product, you know it's very good because it's been tested and proven.
Rhino Shield is backed by a 25-year transferable warranty. Schedule a free estimate by calling 844-RHINO-28, 844-RHINO-28, or visit RhinoShieldTX.com.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
With the election looming, continued global unrest, rising cost of living, and this crazy market volatility, the rest of this year could be a wild ride. Protecting retirement portfolios with risk management is critical.
That's Zach Abraham, Chief Investment Officer at Bulwark Capital and host of Know Your Risk Radio podcast. Zach, at our first meeting, Bulwark opened my eyes on how exposed my portfolio really was.
We do that with everyone. Our Know Your Risk portfolio review is a great way to see if you're overexposed to risk. It's free and there's no obligation. In fact, we don't let anyone invest with us at our first meeting. Whether you become a client or not, I can promise you this, you'll leave much more informed about the risks to your retirement.
I know I did. Look, you get only one retirement, so don't risk it. Schedule your free risk review now at knowyourriskradio.com. That's knowyourriskradio.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results.
If you love guns or hunting, you're going to love Defender Outdoors. Defender Outdoors Shooting Center is 43,000 square feet of guns, gun range, and gun fun. Firearms, ammo, apparel, accessories, and more. Have a bachelor party, birthday, or team building event? All-inclusive packages available for endless entertainment. Training classes are added weekly, and private instruction is always available. Come see why Defender has been voted the best gun range in North Texas 5 years in a row. Visit us at DefenderOutdoors.com. Defender Outdoors. Are you a Defender?
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP AM, Fort Worth, Dallas. 93.3 WBAP FM, Haltom City, Dallas. And 99.5 KPLX FM HD2, Fort Worth, Dallas.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station.
Trending now.
Multiple weather warnings out for areas south and east of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
635 northbound and northwest highway, the left lane's taken away. That 10-minute backup to Galloway. Also got one on 75 southbound at Good Latimer in the two right lanes. 15-minute backup there to Lemon Avenue. I-35 east southbound at Beltline Road in Carrollton. You've still got the right lane blocked. One in Louisville, I-35 east southbound at 3040 Round Grove. That one blocks the left lane. With WBAP's first traffic on the ones, I'm Monty Cook.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
Operation Stormwatch is in effect on WBAP, and it should be, considering the fact that if you broke down these different clusters, and there are 4 different clusters of warnings, if you broke them all down, there would be 12 of them right now. First of all, on top of all these different warnings that I'm going to list off here in a second, we have this tornado watch that's been issued for the DFW area and points south and east until 6 o'clock. Okay, here we go. This is what we have. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for Central Hill, Central Ellis, and Central Navarro counties until 4:30. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southeastern Hunt, all of Kaufman, all of Van Zant, northwestern Henderson, all of Rains County until 4:30. This is the one that the National Weather Service seems to be the most concerned about, and that is a flash flood warning for Kaufman County. And I'm looking through some of this language that we've already issued on the air. Some high water rescues are in progress. High water rescues are in progress in the town of Kaufman. We also have a flash flood warning that's in effect for, that's until 6:30. A separate flash flood warning that's in effect for Hill, Ellis, and northwestern Navarro County until 6:30. All of these warnings are in effect right now. Taking a look at radar, again, Dallas-Fort Worth itself, nothing exciting is happening. Collin County and Denton County is drying out. This system is kind of moving out of the area, but south of Dallas in Ellis County, stretching from basically Hill County through Ellis County up into Kaufman County and into Rains County, there is just this squall line of severe flash flood warning causing weather, this band of rain. And we've had tornado warnings in this area. We have had past severe thunderstorm warnings in this area all over the last 4 or 5 hours. And so the flash flooding that is ongoing is significant right now. If you are in that area, do not get out, do not drive around as much as you can. And if you need to, please give yourself plenty of more time because you're going to need all that extra time. Right now, looking at the current temperatures again, 70 degrees in Dallas, 77 in Fort Worth, and this news is brought to you by Mueller, Inc. Video shot by residents south of the DFW Metroplex showed a tornado on the ground in Hill County earlier this afternoon. There were also reports of a tornado near Rice, Texas. That's in Navarro County. Local emergency management in Navarro County reported damage along County Road 3091. Several tornado-warned storms passed through Hill, Navarro, Ellis, and southern Kaufman counties earlier today. Former President Donald Trump's former executive assistant Ronna Graff was on the stand in his New York criminal trial. Fox's Nate Foy has more in New York.
She entered and maintained the former president's contacts. Notably, while she took the stand, she said that her lawyers are being paid for by the Trump organization. And also something that has just happened, she was handed a thumb drive with some evidence, and on that evidence, exhibits 82 and 83 are the contact information for Karen McDougal and Stormy Daniels. So the Karen McDougal contact information includes addresses, old addresses as well, phone numbers. The Stormy Daniels contact that former President Trump had was just her phone number.
Former National Enquirer executive David Pecker took the stand earlier this week in regards to the alleged burying of negative stories about the former president up to the 2016 presidential election. Quick check of your money news. TikTok gearing up for a legal fight against the U.S. law that would force a social media platform to break ties with its China-based parent company or face a ban. A battle in the courts will almost certainly be backed by Chinese authorities as the bitter U.S.-China rivalry threatens the future of a widely popular way for young Americans to connect online. The Dow closed up 154 points, the NASDAQ up 316, the S&P 500 up by 52. Again, these warnings. Severe thunderstorm warning for Central Hill, Ellis, and Navarro counties until 4:30. Severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Hunt, Kaufman, Van Zant, northwestern Henderson, Rains County until 4:30. Flash flood warning in effect for Kaufman County until 6:30. And a flash flood warning in effect for Hill, Ellis, northwestern Navarro counties until 6:30 this evening. And a tornado watch for DFW and the points south and east until 6 o'clock. A lot of stuff going on. I'm Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 4:30. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected DFW to News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3.
This hour on WBAP is brought to you by the Will Height Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Go to willheightwins.com.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. A lot of stuff going on in North Texas. DFW is always busy on Friday and any weekend, but you throw in some high water rescues, that adds another element of fun, doesn't it? Y'all be safe out there. Joining me for this segment is Brandon Waltons, the senior editor for the Texas Scorecard, and there's so much going on Scorecard that I wanted to bring him in just to talk about this showdown that's happening between a Texas doctor and the Texas Medical Board over how she treated her patients during COVID. But then if you go to Scorecard this morning, there are 3 Texas teachers arrested in 3 days for sex with students. There's another one that's been let go from his job in the Houston area for inappropriate text with a student. He hadn't been charged with anything yet, but I expect that's coming out any second now. And I don't even know where to start first. I mean, I do know where to start first. First off, welcome back, Brandon Waltons. And let's start with that case. This should be getting more attention here. Dr. Mary Talley Bowden versus Texas Medical Board. What's going on with this one, Brandon?
Yeah, so I think at this point, right, in many ways, the COVID, all of that seems like it's in the rearview mirror. So some days go by, you don't really think about it. And yet you have Dr. Mary Talley Bowden, who's been still caught up in this because she was one of those doctors that, if you recall, right at that time when some doctors were treating people with ivermectin and some other treatments, and they were essentially being pushed back against. Either pharmacies wouldn't prescribe it. You had Democrats on TV saying that, oh, that's terrible, don't be taking that. Meanwhile, you have patients who say that that's the only reason they survive. Dr. Mary Talley Bowden is one of those doctors that was prescribing this, and now she finds herself, this 3-4 years later, still having to defend herself against the Texas Medical Board.
Okay, so let me go ahead before you get into any more detail. I think most people who are skeptical and have sharp critical thinking skills can be like, oh, that's interesting. So if you get your medical treatments incorrect, you can be held liable at a later date. That's so weird, because I remember a bunch of other medical experts with the name doctor preceding their title telling us some other medical things that turned out to not be true, whether or not it was the vaccine will prevent you from getting the disease or spreading the disease, or mask work, or social distancing is a legit thing. It's weird how she's being held to account, but all these other doctors who got other medical treatments wrong, nothing's happening to them.
Exactly right. And so, you literally have the Texas Medical Board still fighting up against her, threatening to revoke her license. There was supposed to be a hearing starting next week. That's what made us write about it. That hearing's actually now been delayed, postponed into the fall, which means that, the costs for this, for Dr. Bowden are continuing to climb. She's already spent over $100,000 having to defend herself throughout this process. And it's just absolutely wild, because, not only is this happening in Texas, but these are issues that are still unresolved. I mean, all these years later.
Well, explain to the guy listening to us what she did wrong. Well, the medical treatments that hurt people, the pile of bodies she left in her wake. Tell him the cost of all these horrible decisions this doctor made.
Well, exactly. And there wasn't that. And in some cases, you actually had patients who, once they were taking away her ability to prescribe ivermectin, you had, maybe a spouse come in and administer it. And some of these patients say that's the only reason they think they're alive. Or, whether or not that was the case, it's interesting to see the Texas Medical Board, putting itself in such a position, exactly as you said, where they're going to tamp down on this. And why is it these treatments, right? Why is it not, some of the other treatments, the vaccine, et cetera? Yeah.
I'll say it. Yeah, the startling point of that article I read in the Texas Scorecard is that absolutely 0 people died from COVID while under her care. Not a lot of doctors and hospitals have that record.
No, exactly. And it's the fact that this is the doctor that they have decided to go after, and there are actually some others as well, but
Brandon, she must be a hero, because if they've gotten everything 180 degrees wrong throughout every step of this process, which we now know is true, whether it's the vaccine or mask or social distancing or locking down schools or whatever, this woman is probably the medical hero that everyone needs to be emulating, not condemning.
Yeah, and that's certainly why you have a lot of these groups out there supporting her right now, saying that, look, we're going to support her. And we're going to make sure that this doesn't happen, because this is serious, right? It's not only is it a cost to her, but it's no joke. Texas Medical Board could take away her license. That's, taking away her ability to work.
Well, even if she wins, she's spending over $100,000 of her own resources to defend herself, and she's not going to get paid back or anything. So even if she wins, she's already lost. The process is the punishment. All right, thank you very much, Brandon Walton's Texas Scorecard. I tell you people, TexasScorecard.com. Good stuff over there. Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
And coming up next, there's 2 more stories from Texas Scorecard. I'm just not going to take all of Brandon's day, because this is all about teachers that are happening in Texas, some of them in our backyard. They just can't keep their hands off our kids, can they? That's coming up next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Here's what we're talking about.
The gross domestic product for the first quarter rose just 1.6%.
It's election interference. This whole thing is election interference.
Send in the National Guard and wake these kids up.
The Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Guyton, tackle, Oklahoma.
Stay connected for updates all day.
News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
This is Spencer McGowan, host of Net Worth Radio. I love technology breakthroughs, especially anti-aging. The latest technology breakthrough for taking inches off your waist, CryoSkin Slimming and Toning. I've been going for weeks now. I lost 2 inches off my waist. The facial toning, absolutely amazing to take years off your appearance, neck and face. A buddy of mine lost 7 inches. He goes for slimming and toning too. It's okay for guys. And CryoSkin Slimming and Toning, the best technicians I've found are at Preston Center, advancedregeneration.com, 469-708-0005. In 45 minutes, you can transform your appearance and lose inches off your waist. advancedregeneration.com, 469-708-0005. Call them today.
Teeth are amazing. That's why at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe it's time the world sees your smile. With new financing options, you don't need to wait to get your smile back. Our 16 general dentistry practices in the Dallas-Fort Worth area are open to serve you. Schedule a new smile consultation. Call 1-800-DENTURE or visit AffordableDentures.com to find a location near you. That's 1-800-DENTURE or visit AffordableDentures.com. Affordable Dentures and Implants. Go ahead and smile.
Go ahead and smile.
Are you the decision maker in your company? Do you want more control over your business spending? Meet Ramp, the only corporate card and spend management platform designed to save you time and money. Ramp offers unlimited corporate cards with spend controls you can customize to stop wasteful spending before it happens. Ramp makes expense reports a breeze by automatically collecting receipts and matching them to the right transaction. You'll close your books in hours instead of days. Ramp allows you to see all your company spend in one place, so you can make quick, informed decisions about your business finances. Plus, Ramp will share insights based on your spending to help you cut costs. Over 15,000 businesses have added up to 5% to their bottom line with Ramp. You can be one of them. If you're a decision maker, adding Ramp could be one of the best decisions you've ever made. And now, get $250 when you join Ramp. Just go to ramp.com/250. Ramp.com/250. RAMP.com/250.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank and Celtic Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And even cover your furry friends with pet health insurance. Visit Progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
635 northbound at Northwest Highway got one clearing, but heavy back to Galloway. Now the wreck on 75 northbound at Good Latimer has 2 right lanes blocked off. Still a 15-minute delay there back to Lemon Avenue. And Carrollton I-35 east southbound at Beltline, that one's now off to the shoulder. And one clearing in Louisville on I-35 east southbound at 3040 Round Grove. With WBAP's First Traffic, I'm Monty Cook.
Brought to you by Men's Edge Medical. Attention men, if you have ED or premature stamina, call Men's Edge Medical today. They've been helping DFW men for more than 15 years. Ask for Raul when you call. If you don't get results on your first visit, it's free. Call 972-996-0900.
You listen.
Former President Trump is meeting or exceeding his 2020 results in key battleground states in a two-way race against Biden.
You learn.
While President Biden is underperforming his 2020 numbers.
You decide.
If you're not anybody knows anything about polling, it's awful hard to poll these days because, no, I'm serious. But guess what? Even in the polls that are being used now, we're ahead in 35 polls.
Follow the election here. Decision 2024. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. You know, all these teacher stories about how they have inappropriate relationships with students. I remember that, in fact, well, let me say this. I don't remember when this started or became such a common thing. And I don't know if it's even necessarily more common than it is now or because of social media, we're just made aware of it every time it happens. But it used to be something funny. You know, like when I was in high school, we had beautiful teachers at my high school, not all of them, but some of them. And we used to hit on them relentlessly with sort of like this social insulation that, you know, I'm just a kid talking and I don't mean anything. And it's not like you would ever in 1,000 years hook up with me anyway. It's just some fun way for teenage boys to get a giggle out of, all the hormones and tension running through their system awkwardly. Now that I look back, I'm thinking that might have been confusing for some of my teachers. Maybe I had a shot. Maybe I should have laid it on a little thick with Miss Whitaker, because she ended up allegedly, reportedly having relations with a student at my high school. Come on, man. I missed it. She was gorgeous too. She had been a head cheerleader at my high school when I was in middle school, went to college, came back. She's 22 now. She's teaching high school kids. Oh, it was amazing. Well, now that I'm a father and I have kids in school, not funny anymore. Not laughing at all. Now it's something like, can we throw these people under the jail? Can someone get a hold of these ladies, these beautiful women? Can we get them an adult to occupy their needs? Please stay away from the kiddos. And again, I'm still on the fence. I don't know if this is more common now or we just know about it more. But I alluded to it in the last segment. If you go to the TexasScorecard.com, you will see that in 3 consecutive days this week, there was a teacher arrested in Texas for an inappropriate relationship with a student. And by 3 teachers in 3 days, I mean arrested and charged with a crime. There's a couple other teachers who this week lost their job for inappropriate text with students. The police are still investigating, and there hadn't been charges yet. So there may be basically a student a day or a teacher a day is being busted for this. And now it's gotten past the point to where it's funny. The first one, TexasScorecard.com talks about a 56-year-old teacher admitted to having sexual contact with a 13-year-old student. Oh, my goodness. This is not nearly as funny or exciting as the Miss Whitaker jokes just a few minutes ago, where 18-year-old boys are hitting on a 22-year-old woman. That's not that weird. But this 56-year-old dude with a 13-year-old student, that's wood chipper territory. Just hit the pull start on the wood chipper. I borrowed this from that blonde guy at the end of Fargo. He's not needed anymore. He went to jail. So we just put it out back. There we go. All better. All right, problem solved. Next one. That was in the San Antonio area, by the way. There was another one, 27 years old. Improper relationship with a 17-year-old female student. That's not as obviously grotesque as a 56-year-old and a 13-year-old, but still, that's a little too wide. Break out the wood chipper it is. Wood chipper it is. Now, this one was also in the San Antonio area. It was northeast of San Antonio, but I don't think there's any other geographic connection to that. There was a football coach up in the Panhandle, Perryton ISD. The only thing they have up there is pig feeders, and that's not a joke. That's their big industry. Another one, what? Storm thing? I will get to that. Hang on. I got to get... We have 28 different warnings and watches right now. I have to go through 29 different teachers that can't keep their hands off students. Now, this guy was arrested Wednesday, charged with sexual assault of a child, second-degree felony, wood chipper for this guy, because the student... 14-year-old girl. Come on, man. This is happening way too much. And then the other one, Mansfield. Oh my goodness, that's in our backyard. We've been hearing about that. Hey, they might get a new training facility for FC Dallas, and maybe they can get rid of some of their pedophiles because a teacher is accused of sexual misconduct with a student. No charges have been filed, but the teacher's already been terminated, and police are investigating the allegations, and I imagine that we're going to need to go down to the nearest gas station and get some more fuel for the wood chipper because it has been working overtime this week. Thank you very much, Texas Scorecard. Ugh. Another problem solved. All right, coming up next, we're going to do Ruthless Movie Reviews with the great Debbie Schlussel on the James Show, but first, we got to get you caught up on the weather. Here's some breaking weather alerts with Eric Bushman.
Operating Storm Watch on WBAP, Chief Meteorologist Brad Barton live in the WBAP Weather Center. A tornado warning is being issued for Kaufman County. Stand by as we alert our other stations in the area on WBAP. We interrupt programming at the request of the National Weather Service to activate the North Texas Emergency Alert System. The National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Kaufman County and southwestern Van Zant County until 5 o'clock. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located near Kemp, or about 8 miles northwest of Gun Barrel City, moving east at 35 miles per hour. This is a tornado warning, radar indicated. Flying debris dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes can be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Also, a flash flood warning is also in effect for Kaufman County. There are new reports of water in homes and numerous high water rescues underway in Kaufman County at this time. Once again, a tornado warning issued for southeastern Kaufman County and southwestern Van Zant County until 5 p.m. A severe thunderstorm near Kemp, or about 9 miles northwest of Gun Barrel City, capable of producing a tornado, is moving east at 35 miles per hour. All North Texas stations affected by this alert are requested to relay the preceding message. Back live here with more radar information right now. It looks like the storm that is doing this right now is right at the north end of Cedar Creek Lake near Gun Barrel City, moving almost due east. And also this area has been receiving a tremendous amount of rain. Again, there's numerous reports of water in homes and high water rescues, especially in the southern half of Kaufman County. Additionally, severe thunderstorm warnings are underway for Ellis County until 4:30. Also, flash flood warnings in effect for the same area. That's what we have right now. We'll have more coming up shortly. Live from the WBAP Weather Center, meteorologist Brad Barton.
If you're confused about what kind of new car to get, where to get it, what to do with your old car, or whether or not you should buy or lease, you need to tune in to the Car Pro Show. Jerry Reynolds, the Car Pro here. Every Saturday, I give you 2 hours of straight talk and honest answers about everything automotive, and I can hook you up for a great deal and a wonderful experience. That's the Car Pro Show, Saturday mornings, 9 to 11, with my trusty sidekick, Kevin McCarthy, right here on News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Did you know you can lose up to 25% efficiency by having leaky windows in your home? Ernie here for the folks at Statewide Remodeling. Statewide is looking for 50 homeowners to receive free installation on a house full of windows or a new bath and shower with no interest and no payments until 2026. In the last 30 years, Statewide Remodeling has replaced over 300,000 plus windows here in the Southwest. If you've been considering replacing your windows or bathroom, now is the time to call Statewide Remodeling. I've been telling you about their EcoSouth window, so you only pay for options you need on a window-by-window basis. And now you receive up to a $1,200 tax credit when installing these energy-efficient windows in your home. Plus, Statewide is a multi-year Consumer Choice winner and Google guaranteed. They even have a lifetime workmanship warranty. So, no interest and no payments until 2026, free installation, plus a $50 Amazon gift card just for getting an estimate. 214-214-6000. That's 214-214-6000. Or online at statewide remodeling.com.
Moments like hearing my cat purr good morning mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib. Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for adults with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
You know, semaglutide is now FDA approved for weight loss, but it's pretty pricey. You got to find a doctor, get weekly shots, or you can go to Red Mountain Weight Loss and try their exclusive oral full daily dose of semaglutide in a dissolvable tablet. And I've had no side effects. Oh, and it's about half the price of Ozempic. And with Red Mountain, you get a medical staff that can design a weight loss menu that fits your lifestyle, something you can stick with. You want to drop 15 pounds in a month's time? Go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com. SportsCenter.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career and they talked to me about it.
He was done in just months.
I did do it online.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at My Computer Career.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
It's the original Fort Worth Gun Show this weekend only at the Will Rogers Memorial Center. Don't be confused. It's the biggest in Texas with over 1,200 tables of guns, knives, ammo, and supplies. Call 817-732-1194 or visit FortWorthGunShow.com.
Tune into the Financial Hour presented by DeWitt & Dunn Financial Services, Sundays at 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. here on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM at 93.3. Your host, Kathy DeWitt Dunn, has the most up-to-date info you need for your financial success.
DFW's News, Talk, Traffic, and Weather Station. News Talk 820 WBAP. And now on FM at 93.3.
Streaming live on our free mobile app.
A Cumulus Media Station. Trending now.
Severe weather moving across North Texas. I'm Eric Bushman from the Novak Motors News Desk.
ClassicChevrolet.com. WBAP's first traffic and weather.
On the ones.
Wreck in Talty on I-20 eastbound at FM 1641. That one taking away that right lane. Then I-45 northbound at MLK, the right lane blocked off. And a backup there stretching on to 175. 75 southbound right around Live Oak. It looks like two right lanes are blocked there. That 10-minute backup to Lemon Avenue. And we've got a new one in Fort Worth on I-20 westbound at East Loop 820 in the right lane. That's slowing you back to Little Road. WBAP's first traffic on the ones. I'm Monty Cook.
Why do so many Texans love Classic Chevrolet and Grapevine? We're the #1 Chevy dealership in the world. New Silverados, more than anyone. Malibus, Blazers, Equinox. Gotta visit ClassicChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. Based on new Chevrolet registrations 2023.
Operation Storm Watch on WBAP. A new severe thunderstorm warning is being issued for Kaufman County and points to the southeast. Stand by as we alert our other stations in the area on WBAP. We interrupt programming at the request of the National Weather Service to activate the North Texas Emergency Alert System. The National Weather Service issued new severe thunderstorm warnings for southeastern Hunt County, Kaufman County, Van Zandt County, northwestern Henderson, and Rains County until 5:30. A complex line of severe thunderstorms is located from near Emory over to Gun Barrel City, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. These storms may contain 70 mile per hour wind gust, penny-sized hail. Also, a tornado warning is in effect for southeastern Kaufman and southwestern Henderson counties. Once again, a severe thunderstorm warning is being issued for southeastern Hunt, Van Zandt County, northwestern Henderson, Rains County, and for Kaufman County until 5:30, in addition to tornado warnings in effect for southeastern Kaufman and southwestern Henderson counties until 5:30. Storms may contain 70 mile per hour winds and a tornado. All North Texas stations affected by this alert are requested to relay the preceding message. Well, here's what we have right now. I mean, all the storms that have been passing by to our southeast, no, they're not affecting DFW proper, but they are within our area of responsibility, and that's why we're warning for them. Right now, the line runs, I'm going to start from the southwest, work your way to northeast, Hillsboro, Italy, Bardwell, up through Rosser. Then we get into Kaufman County, from Gun Barrel City all the way up to the city of Kaufman, out toward Terrell, Wills Point, Emory, out toward Lake Tawakoni. All those areas are under severe thunderstorm warnings and or flash flood warnings. Again, Kaufman County has been hardest hit in terms of a tornado warning, a severe thunderstorm warning, and also a flash flood warning, which is up until, I believe, until 6:30 tonight. They have serious problems right now. They have water in homes, 1.5 to 2 feet of water over some roads, including Highway 175, which is the main artery through Kaufman County, as well as reports of numerous high water rescues. So pretty desperate situation in Kaufman County to the southeast. We'll keep you advised. Live from the WBAP Weather Center, meteorologist Brad Barton.
Brad, thank you very much. Current temperature 71 degrees in Dallas, 74 in Fort Worth. We will, of course, between Brad and myself, stay on top of these warnings as they continue to develop and move and change and stick with us through going into the early evening hours, late afternoon hours. Quick check of some other news, though, real quick. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was in Dallas this week, and he's confident he'll be on the ballot in Texas. During a trip to Dallas, he said that he believes he already has more than the 113,000 required signatures.
Not all those signatures are validated. So we go through a validation process to make sure there aren't repeats, to make sure the driver's licenses line up with the signatures, and we lose some in that process. But I'm very certain that we already have enough to qualify here in Texas.
While Kennedy has held campaign events in the Metroplex, he was in town this week to deliver a speech at EarthX, an environmental conference. Your money news: the U.S. economy showed weak GDP growth during the first quarter of the year, according to a new economic report. With those numbers, here's Fox's Hillary Vaughn.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says she thinks that there could be revisions made to this report that make the economic picture look a little bit better. But what she's focused on is consumer spending and investment. So even though it's slower growth than expected, they are cheering the growth that is happening. But some say this sticky inflation is not going away because Biden has not stopped spending money we don't have. The CEO of the Job Creators Network reacting to the report saying this: inflation is resurgent due to Democrats' unwillingness to accept sensible government spending measures.
The Dow closed up 154 points, NASDAQ up 316, the S&P 500 up by 52. And running down all these warnings again, we have the tornado warning in effect for southeastern Kaufman, southwestern Van Zant counties until 5 o'clock. Severe thunderstorm warnings, a brand new one here, southeastern Hunt, Kaufman County, Van Zant, northwestern Henderson, and all of Rains County until 5:30. It appears, I'm looking at radar, stand by as okay, it looks like they let expire the severe thunderstorm warning that was over Ellis County. Yeah, that yellow box went away and then it didn't come back up, and I've been looking through all the Weather Service information. Okay, it looks like that they did expire. I've been desperately trying to figure that one out because they replaced everything else. But we do have flash flood warnings that are going into effect, or they have been in effect, a serious one for Kaufman County, where we have reports of high water in rescues that are in the progress in the town of Kaufman and water into homes. A separate one, that's until 6:30. Then the flash flood warning also until 6:30, affecting Hill, Ellis, and northwestern Navarro counties. Again, it is 71 degrees in Dallas, 74 in Fort Worth. I'm Eric Bushman, and of course that tornado watch in effect until 6. I am still Eric Bushman. Your next news update is at 5 o'clock. Check back several times throughout your day and keep connected, DFW, to News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Looks like the era of big boy football is back in the NFL. From our Mullen & Mullen Law Firm Sports Desk, I'm Steve Lamb. And this is your WBAP NFL Draft Update. We knew this was going to be a great class for offensive linemen, where a total of 9 players were taken in the first round last night, representing a shift in how football is being approached in the league. Dallas Cowboys were a part of that in taking Tyler Guyton at number 29, an offensive tackle. They still need a center, a running back, defensive tackle, wide receiver. The draft in Detroit goes through Saturday. Big game tonight at the American Airlines Center. The Dallas Mavericks back home after getting a split in Los Angeles in their NBA playoff series against the Clippers. Tip-off tonight at 7 o'clock. At the same time, you've got the Rangers and the Cincinnati Reds on the field in Arlington. And with our weather this weekend, Brad Barton talking about a lot of rain, probably not a good time to tee it up. But the Telegraph reporting that the pros who do tee it up, like Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, and others, are about to cash in, with Woods getting up to $100 million in equity as part of a newly created for-profit PGA Tour enterprise. It's their way of thanking players for sticking with the PGA instead of jumping to the rival Live Golf League. That's your Friday afternoon sports update. I'm Steve Lamb.
All opinions matter.
News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Happy Friday. Before you go out and waste some time watching a dumb movie that you're going to end up hating, why don't you take a few minutes to listen to the Ruthless Movie Reviews with the great Debbie Schlessel, and we'll tell you what's good and what's bad before you even go out there. Welcome back to the show, Debbie.
Thank you. Great to be back.
Okay, so we have 3 new releases on the docket for today, and I've heard of this first one, Challengers. This is the tennis movie with Zendaya, and I can't tell by the promo, but is there a threesome in it? Is that what's going on in this one?
Yes.
There is?
Unfortunately, yes.
Why do you say unfortunately? There's such thing as a good threesome in a movie?
It's disgusting. It's 2 guys and her, and it's just gross. And the whole point of this movie basically is it's just gross, and it's basically overwrought drama for no reason. I have no idea why this movie was made other than to showcase various body parts of Zendaya. And it's basically about this woman who's very manipulative. She's a tennis player. She dates both these guys. She plays them against each other. They're best friends. She marries one of them and breaks up with one and marries the other one. And they're very miserable. And then they're in a tennis tournament. And then it's one of the guys, it's his last chance. And it's her husband, and she's trying to make him win. She's his coach, and she's playing off the other guy. It's just awful. It's a very miserable, long, slow, boring, pointless movie. I wish I'd never seen it, but, I see it for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. So what do you give it on the rating scale?
I would give it 2 marks. It's really bad.
Is it that bad, or is it just because you don't like all the sex stuff?
It's really bad. It's long, slow, and boring and pointless. There's no reason for it.
I have not seen an interesting tennis movie in my life, so I'm going to have to take your word for it on this one.
This is the least interesting of them.
Well, look, Zendaya is not ugly. You said there's a lot of...
No, she's beautiful.
Okay.
But I hated her after seeing this movie.
But even all that hot action can't salvage this movie, I suppose.
No, it was gross. Do you
Okay,
like with 2 guys making out? I don't.
Oh no! All right, well, I'm out. You should have started with that. I would have argued a lot less. All right, Challengers, worst movie ever. I told you this is a ruthless movie review segment. Oh man, hang on. We got to take a break here. We had the breaking weather kind of cut into our first segment here. We'll continue with the other 2 movies of the week. Boy Kills World and Unsung Hero are the new releases we'll review next when we continue ruthless movie reviews with Debbie Schlussel on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
You listen.
Former President Trump is meeting or exceeding his 2020 results in key battleground states in a 2-way race against Biden.
You learn.
While President Biden is underperforming his 2020 numbers.
You decide.
If you knock anybody who knows anything about polling, it's awful hard to poll these days because, no, I'm serious. But guess what? Even in the polls that are being used now, we're ahead in 35 polls.
Follow the election here. Decision 2024. News Talk 820 WBAP.
And now on FM at 93.3.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, they're making things even easier. They'll help you bundle your home and car insurance together so you can save money on both. Learn more at progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. Again, that's progressive.com or call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE.
Think identity theft won't happen to you? Think again. There's a new victim every 3 seconds in the U.S., over 15 million this year alone, and many don't even know they're victims. LifeLock alerts you to identity threats you could miss even when you monitor your credit. If your identity's stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft, but everyone can save up to 25% their first year with my name, Clay, as the promo code at LifeLock.com.
Progressive presents 10 things on a contractor's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Bidding a new client, giving an accurate estimate, finding affordable materials, getting a client to pay you for work you already did, getting a client to pay you, period, securing permits and workers and tools, getting those workers and tools to work together, and finding the perfect pair of overalls. Pockets, baby. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
With the election looming, continued global unrest, rising cost of living, and this crazy market volatility, the rest of this year could be a wild ride. Protecting retirement portfolios with risk management is critical.
That's Zach Abraham, Chief Investment Officer at Bulwark Capital and host of Know Your Risk Radio podcast.
Zach, at our first meeting, Bulwark opened my eyes on how exposed my portfolio really was.
We do that with everyone. Our Know Your Risk portfolio review is a great way to see if you're overexposed to risk. It's free and there's no obligation. In fact, we don't let anyone invest with us at our first meeting. Whether you become a client or not, I can promise you this, you'll leave much more informed about the risks to your retirement.
I know I did. Look, you get only one retirement, so don't risk it. Schedule your free risk review now at knowyourriskradio.com. That's knowyourriskradio.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk and are not guaranteed. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results.
Tired of living the life of quiet desperation? Want to retire but can't save fast enough? Let Del Walmsley and the team at Lifestyles Unlimited show you how.
I'm here to tell you, you got to take action now. You got 1 year, and at the end of 1 year, it's going to be just as crazy as it was.
Change your roadmap, change your life.
So unlike when you go to retire and you think you have a pile of money and you're going to live off that pile of money and your goal becomes die before you run out of money, right?
Use real estate to create passive income.
Our goal here is just go out there and create the income stream. We don't care how big the pile is. That's irrelevant to us. Create the income stream we can live on, and then every year continue to build that wealth.
Build wealth.
You should be able to increase your income every year for the rest of your life. I have since I was 34 years old.
Get educated now at Lifestyles Unlimited. Go to GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com, code 2024. 2-year Lifestyles Unlimited membership for just $297.
Brought to you by Novak Motors. Novak Motors makes car shopping simple, straightforward, and enjoyable. From sleek sedans to rugged SUVs, Novak can help you with whatever you have in mind. Their experienced staff will work tirelessly to get you the best deal, and you can trust every car is in top-notch condition. Novak Motors, 183 in Bedford.
Got the delay still on I-30 westbound, moving over to 635. The earlier wreck did clear out. I-45 northbound at MLK, that one taking away the right lane. It's slowing you back onto 175. Also one clearing on 75 southbound at Good Latimer, but still a little bit heavy there back to Lemon Avenue. Still about a 10 or 12-minute backup. And I-20 westbound at East Loop 820, there's a wreck in the right lane. That delay stretching back to Little Road. From WBAP's First Traffic, I'm Monty Cook.
Brought to you by the law offices of Thomas J. Henry.
According to TxDOT, on average, one motorcyclist dies every day on Texas roads. If you or a loved one were injured in a motorcycle crash, call Thomas J. Henry. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
From the Airco AC Heating and Plumbing Studio, this is News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3.
Hey there, welcome back to the James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. We are smack dab in the middle of ruthless movie reviews with the great Debbie Schlussel. We just reviewed Challengers, which seemed kind of interesting. You know, there's like a sexual component with Zendaya, and after hearing the storyline, Debbie's clearly talked me out of that one. What about Boy Kills World? I know nothing about Boy Kills World, Debbie. Is this any better?
No. So, I mean, it's a little better. I should not say that. It's a small movie, a small budget movie. I did not care for it. It's basically like a ripoff of The Hunger Games, where there's this rich family. They kill all these people. They control the earth after, like, in a post-apocalyptic futuristic time. And they pick like 10 people and families to kill every year. And there's this guy who's orphaned because his parents were killed. And he trains in the jungle with this guru to fight them off every year. To fight them off, and he's finally ready.
So this is some sort of like ninja movie? Like a Bruce Lee style, I've got to avenge my family's death through martial arts?
Yeah, yes and no. I don't know if it's like a Bruce Lee thing, but he is a fighter. He's not as good as Bruce Lee or even close or anything like it.
What do you give it on the rating scale, Debbie?
I guess I would give it just a wash. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I mean, I didn't completely hate it.
Well, that's a soft sell from Debbie. No Ruth here. Last chance for a decent movie this week would be Unsung Hero. Is this any good?
So I did not see it yet. I have to be honest, with Passover and everything, I couldn't go see it. It was not screened for critics. It's a small budget Christian movie starring Candace Cameron Bure. And
oh, wait, Candace Cameron from Full House, right? I recognize that name. Now, I'm actually aware of this movie. In the Christian community, we think this is a big deal because it tells the story of the family. I didn't know they were from the same family, Rebecca St. James and the two brothers from For King and Country. I didn't know they were siblings until I read about this movie.
I didn't even know they were siblings either, and I kind of am familiar with For King and Country. Not a lot, but kind of.
Yeah, well,
I haven't seen it. It's a small budget movie. I try to go see those kinds of movies on my own to give them a chance. But because of Passover this week, I couldn't. But I will try and see it in the next week, and we'll have a review.
Oh, yeah. How was your Seder?
It was good. It was good. It ended at 2 in the morning. It was good.
All right. So back to Unsung Hero here. We have no ability to rate it because you haven't seen it at all. But seeing as how the other two movies were cow patties, and this is a low-budget Christian film, this is the only one that we have hope for, I suppose.
The only one I have hope for. And it looks like it's wholesome and entertaining, so we'll see.
Yeah, I am kind of skeptical about a film that has a budget of only $6 million, but some of those are good.
You never know. You never know. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a movie by its budget.
Well, I also think that if you're a fan of Rebecca St. James or For King and Country, there's a good chance that you at least like this story. All right. So that's your Ruthless movie reviews for the week. There was no Ruth to be had there. The two movies that got rated were negatively, and the other one, it gets shrugged because we don't know. We didn't get to see it.
That's right, but I will.
Well, Debbie, as a Jew, what do you think about all these protests that are going on around college campuses? That has to make you feel all warm and fuzzy, huh?
Yeah, it's disgusting. These people are spoiled children. They should not be working. College doesn't teach them anything. They're morally bankrupt. They're violent. They're cheering violence against Jewish people for no reason. We've never done anything to them. And I'm just disgusted.
And did I see a reference to...
all Americans should be.
I saw a reference to a final solution at one of these events. I didn't dig too far into that, but that's about as bad as it can get.
I mean, it's pretty close. I don't know what could be worse, really. They've had signs saying Al-Qassam brigades will come get you, pointing to the Jews that were outside. They've done all kinds of really, really low-life stuff. It's really scary. Very scary.
Well, it's kind of on brand because there is a pattern there of people on Team Blue that lock arms and they stand in the doorway of a school and prevent minorities from going to class. So, I mean, it's not that new. It's still kind of surprising, though.
It's surprising. It's scary. It's, I think it's like the ultimate result of all the indulgence we've given this crowd. We've indulged them, and this is now what they're doing.
And I don't want to bash them too hard because I think back to like where was my head at when I was 18 and 19, and I was a pretty big idiot too. I just didn't go out in public and demand the world arrange itself into my preference because I kind of knew I was an idiot.
Well, listen, I wasn't like that. I think there's a sense of right and wrong, and calling for the death and destruction of people is not right. And I think if you don't know that when you're in college, you're not going to know that later on.
Yeah, but they think they're protesting against the genocide of the Palestinian people. Yeah. They think they're stopping the genocide, and in reality, we can all see they're siding with the people who have genocide in their mission statement.
Correct. And some of them I think are not so innocent. I think they legitimately want the destruction of Jews, and they're using this as their platform.
All right, Debbie, how did they find you off the James Show?
At DebbieSchlossel.com, DebbieDoesPolitics.com, DebbieDoesMovies.com, at Debbie Schlossel on Twitter, at Real Debbie Schlossel on Instagram, Debbie Schlossel, Debbie's Fan Club on Facebook.
Thank you very much, Debbie Schlossel. All right, that's going to do it for this week of James Shows, but you can come out and hang out tomorrow at WeatherCon. We're having the WeatherCon at Frontiers of Flight Museum, free admission, free parking, free meet and greet. Our meteorologist from WBAP will be there. Brad Barton, a couple of meteorologists from WFAA will be there. Some of the storm chasing vehicles that they're using to track the severe weather in Texas right now. There's going to be some examples of those there. You have full admission to all the exhibits at the Frontier Flight Museum, and it's free because it was paid for in advance by the Mullen & Mullen Injury Law Firm. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And I got my schedule for today. I'm going to be there the entire time from 9:30 to 1:30. So you can come by, bring the kiddos, free activities, educational opportunities, and come say hi. It's WeatherCon. More info, WBAP.com. Stay put. Coming up next, Mark Levin, then Chris Crock, and then I'll see you tomorrow morning at WeatherCon. This has been The James Show. I'm James Parker on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.
Guys love to sit around talking about sports, about cars, about hunting. But you know what guys hate to talk about? You know the answer, but I'll say it out loud. They hate to talk about their sexual struggles. And that's why I want to talk to you about Fort Worth Concierge. Lambo here. I want you to schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Cowan. He's developed his own protocol using Gainswave. Gainswave uses high-frequency, low-intensity sound waves to treat your problem. Get all the details by clicking on FWCplus.com. That's FWCplus.com.
Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
You have to feel good. When you feel good, you look good. And when you look good, things happen. My name's Gary. I exercise almost every day. I'm more active than the average 71-year-old man. I started taking Balance of Nature, and I can feel the benefits from it. It's been a little bit of a revolutionary product. I stand behind the product. I stand behind what I say. Balance of Nature, it's a great product for me.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order, plus $10 off any additional sets with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code DALLAS.
And my friends and realtors Dan Harker and Empower Home Team are on fire. Hi, I'm Brad Barton. Home sellers, I'm giving you the strongest recommendation I can to call Dan Harker and Empower Home Team with Keller Williams. Call them right now if you're looking to get top dollar for your home and have your home showcased directly to actual home buyers. Yes, real people are looking for homes like yours right now. Empower Home Team's results are staggering. No matter where you live in Dallas-Fort Worth or North Texas at large, for that matter, you're going to get top-level service and much higher profits from your sale. Please don't go with the agency that's only going to, quote, internet market your home. That's not going to be good enough. It's a